We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here. Too many 40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry.
Recorded to you live from the War Room in Agent Palmer's bunker. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Surprise, surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, we have raided the home of one Agent Palmer. So with me today is, as usual, Ed.
Hey.
My brother Bob.
Hello, hello.
My buddy Dom couldn't make it.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunately.
Yeah, we tried.
And we have actually got ourselves in the house of Agent Palmer. Say hello.
Hello.
Holy crap, we're here.
So let's preface this for the people who didn't see on Periscope.
Very good. Very good.
People
good point.
aren't on Periscope?
Not everybody.
What did you speak of?
Sad for them.
So, if you don't already know, Agent Palmer is a friend of the show. He's a friend of a lot of podcasts. I mean, he's a pretty good friend of mine. Yeah. He's always around. He's always at least on my phone.
Free labor.
And so one day, he made the bold statement of, I'm going to come out to you guys and be on your show, basically. Kind of how that went.
I did say that.
He did say that.
Like 6 months ago.
Fair enough. And then we started goofing around once we all kind of found out how close he actually was to our location. That
keeps getting shorter.
It keeps getting smaller. Yeah. Every time somebody looks
according to some people, it's like, wasn't that 4 minutes away?
4 minutes. We're neighbors, basically.
Yeah, basically, we live in the same building, almost. Yeah. But, so we joked around. It came up that, well, shit, if, because we kept on putting it off. Like, Palmer was like, I'm going to come out there. I'm going to come out there. It's going to happen. One day, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And then somebody on our side, when he wasn't around, said, we should just fucking go out there.
Just show up.
Yeah.
So I think Bob actually had the original idea, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
He's laying claim to it. And Ed hasn't left it alone, basically, since it came up.
I'm thinking, like,
we got to
take
Ed
this
was
guy.
all in from go.
We got to take this guy hostage.
That's it. We're going to be a little home invasion. Never hurt anybody.
Do you have any demands?
It should be noted that if Palmer did not have a home, we would not have done this.
That's true. Can't really do it outside. I guess
fair
he's saying that if you were homeless, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Or if there were other people living here.
Fair enough. Well, things certainly did fall into place for this to happen this weekend, which is kind of why Dom couldn't make it. I really hit him at the last second with this. Like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I know he's home alone. He's not doing anything. He has nothing basically planned. He's not going anywhere.
And also, to be fact, Agent Palmer was always going to be the guest this week.
Yeah, well, that's true, too. So how this got set up, right, thank you for filling that in. So basically what it turned into is a running joke where, well, Palmer, like, you can't be on now until you come out to Staten Island, New York, and visit us to be on.
Otherwise, we would probably never get you to come out.
Fair enough. But once he offered to come out, it was like, now I'm going to hold you to it, like, And also, too, it's like, if you come out here, I have a really cool Wicked Theory podcast coffee mug. Mm-hmm. If you come all the way out here, And he was like, all right, yeah, for that alone, man, I'll come. Coffee mugs are my shit. And
well, it's because I drink a lot of coffee.
And nothing else.
Nothing.
There's basically like a tub going right now. But is there coffee on right now?
No.
Fuck.
I finished off the pot before
we threw you off your game.
Yeah.
It's radio.
It's true.
It's radio.
You could have been like, yeah.
You could have just said yes.
No point in lying.
Fair enough. Because then I would have asked you for some. And then you really would have been on the spot.
Then I would have been like,
Mountain Dew?
how's some just cold coffee grounds?
I have plenty of that at home.
Yeah.
If I wanted that, I could stay home.
Okay.
And we had a conversation last night about coffee and how much coffee you had in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was part of the cover-up.
I am very prepared.
Which was part of the cover-up. I was like, let's make sure this guy's got some coffee for me in the house. And I didn't even pressure you to make any. So back to the setup on this. So I said to him, you're only going to be on unless you come out here. Mm-hmm. And then it turned into an event last night where it was like, well, I have no work on Saturday. Usually I do.
It's a perfect storm.
Yeah. Palmer's going to be home. and a couple other factors that are escaping my...
Well, it was also, it kind of goes back to the fact that we didn't know how to use Skype for a while, and then once we used Skype, I think we were like, oh, well, I guess we could have Palmer on through Skype.
Right. So we were going to have him on this week because we didn't set up a guest.
Yeah. And so I called in last night just to check in with you, figure out what we were doing.
Right.
Because I wasn't sure if Dom was going to show up or if we had a guest booked. And you're like, oh, like we're going to Skype with Palmer. And I'm like, fuck that.
right. You're like, fuck that. That wasn't the plan. We should stick to the plan. And he can only be on if he comes out here. And it was like, well, we still have that goofy plan of ambushing him. And it was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking ambush this kid. And I say kid, but he's older than me.
I was like, I'm up for it. Bob was like, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then, so during the course of today, I had you thinking that we were going to have you on via Skype.
You did.
And I had to stall a little bit because the window that we record is usually like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And I knew we were going to end up here about 4:30ish. And it was like, oh, man, yeah, we knew Ed's got some thing he's got to do. So we're going to start a little later. And me and Bob are going to run some errands. Meanwhile, me knowing that was going to be another way for me to be able to stall is that me and Bob went out for errands and the car broke down.
Right.
So therein lies the Periscope video that we just did a little while ago when we arrived of, oh, shit, me and Bob, we got no jumper cables. So we got a hold of Ed. He was on the way to the house. Oh, Ed, you got cables? No.
I got pizza.
I got pizza. 2 pies from Danino's. So, and then we turn the camera and we go, you know what? We'll ring this guy's bell. And lo and behold, it's Agent Palmer's house.
Wow. Imagine that.
You had me. You were like, stay by your Periscope.
I did. I was like, yeah, we're going to Periscope something silly. So.
Yeah, you were holding one back. You need to drop a deuce, and you weren't leaving the laptop behind.
Right. Well, I knew the phone would be by.
Phone.
I couldn't risk the chance that you were doing something else. You know what I mean? I just really couldn't. So I was like making sure that you weren't running out for the store or you weren't. And then it was like, you were like, oh, I'm going to eat something. I'm like, fuck, I got 2 fucking pizza pies coming. This fucking guy, he's going to eat something. Shit, what do I do? And he fucking ate anyway.
It looks like he ate a frozen pizza.
Yeah, he probably did. He probably had some Elios. And now it's like, oh, I got a room for Danino's. He doesn't even... No,
some of the best pizza in New York we bring, he eats a frozen pizza.
And it's been here for like an hour now and he still hasn't had any.
Yeah.
Fucking bad.
Well, he's full of, petrified pizza.
Oh, man. I swear to God, it's the worst mistake of my life.
Freshetta, they serve that at movie theaters now.
That's what I'm saying. It's everywhere. You can get it at the Wawa or the 7-Eleven.
Or we stopped at a Turkey Hill right on.
Oh, that's true. Here. Yeah, you guys have.
We got a lot of convenient options.
There's a lot of convenience.
We'll go with.
Yeah, well, that's everywhere
you
nowadays.
You know what's convenient for Bill? The $5 a pack you get for cigarettes.
That was amazing. 3 times that in New York, man.
Yeah.
I paid 1/3 the price.
He's not joking.
Right. He's not joking. No. I might stop on the way out and grab a carton.
Dude, 4 packs of cigarettes in New York is a carton here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not good at math, but they're like $14 a pack in New York. Right. And probably even
well, then you
more
can
in
save
Manhattan.
$1 million.
Right. That sounds right to me. See? Because I'm not good at the math. I have to take your word for it.
It's that newfangled core curriculum.
So where do we go from here? Normally, what we do with a first-time guest is we have a quiz. And we're going to do that again. But since this was... I keep on thinking that your bell, that your clock in the other room is Skype.
It's grandfather clock.
Because I'm so used to that.
Well, your grandfather just showed up for recording.
I mean, tell him, just keep it down, Grandpa. Yeah, so we normally do a quiz, and we are going to do a quiz, but it's going to be a little different this time because we really didn't prep it.
Oh,
yeah, I got a good question.
We tried.
So we're going to wing it, and Bob, if you want to just hit us with some Jeopardy or something, just to make the segment official, just to lead us in. But outside of that, it'll pick up, Bob. You don't have to go crazy. But we're just gonna kind of like,
wing it.
Yeah, you're at our mercy, and our ability to come up with stuff on the spot. I got nothing planned. Except maybe one question, which isn't really a trivia thing. It's more like a personal thing, but
yay!
Not about your penis, because I don't want to know.
All right.
Ed wanted to know.
Okay.
And sorry if it gets a little crazy with the noises on the mics and stuff. We're in a new location, okay? We're very uncomfortable in this. This house is too clean for me. First of all, just want everybody to know that this house is very clean.
Not for nothing, but when we were driving down Main Street, I was expecting to see a combination of Amish people and Mexicans building the houses here.
Is that a thing?
No,
Mexicans are everywhere, but I figure, with the Amish and everything, some homemade hammers, some homemade nails.
Okay, all right, that's new. That's new. All right, so I guess we could start. I don't know how this is going to play out. I might have to edit this down to make this a little streamlined and all. But Agent Palmer, we do have questions for you. We're going to start with the quiz. The normal graduating difficulty is going to be out the window for this.
Oh, good.
But we are going to just try and do 10.
Okay.
All right, and so obviously everything's out the window. Question number 1.
No.
Good. Okay, question number... No, fuck that. You're not getting off that easy. Frank Sinatra's nickname is... Or one of... Oh, give me 2. Give me... Wait, how many of... Shit, bad question. See, this is why I can't do it on the
boss?
fly. The boss?
The chairman?
Fine, there you go. There's a couple. I was going to say...
Old Blue Eyes,
board.
chairman of the board.
There you go. I was going to go Old Blue Eyes or chairman of the board. Very good, very good.
The
Agent
king of
Palmer.
Hoboken.
And anybody who wants to jump in, anybody's got a question at this point. Otherwise, I'll try and jump up.
I got a
come up
Star
with another
Trek one.
You want that one I threw out in the car?
I don't recall it, so I'll say
That's
yes.
no. That's the
That's the number
that's
9.
the PhD. Yeah, that's the PhD.
Yeah, it's the number
question.
9.
Oh, okay, say
Yeah,
that for
we'll
number
save
9.
All right.
He's giving me a look like, what is number 9 going to be?
I heard that you are into Star Trek.
Not really. That's
Not
great.
really?
Is that wrong? I was wrong.
Oh, okay. Then my question goes out the window.
I say, if he's really good on pop culture, you should be able to ask him anyway. But let's not do that. He's like, don't put pressure on me.
Finish this Star Wars character's name. R2.
D2.
There you
All right,
go.
that's fucking too easy. Jesus
So
Christ.
that's a question 8 or a question 10.
That's true. Yeah, we should have said that. All right. Question number 3.
D4?
I'm not sure what that means, but I'm going to say it's a pop culture thing.
Okay.
Question number 3. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know if that music is for me or for you.
It's a pretty mutual, right? It's like.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
just going to throw out a question.
Build some tension.
You go. You go.
Okay,
Right. I
all
had
right.
one right there at the end.
In
But
Green Lantern comic books, on the spectrum of colors, what emotion is orange?
Rage?
no, it's good though. It's pretty close.
That's red.
That's red.
Orange is greed.
Greed.
Larfleeze.
All right. Let's try this one in G.I. Joe. Back in the days, were you a G.I. Joe guy at all?
A little bit.
Do you remember who was the first? And I'll even take 2 if you get the other one. But real people who were made into G.I. Joe figures during the 80s era.
How many?
There's at least 2. There's probably
Right,
more, but I
can think of one.
I got 2 in
See,
my head.
I keep thinking Sergeant Slaughter, but
That's
I think
one.
that was
That's one.
So that okay.
He came after the original one,
Yeah,
which was a
that's-
mail-in.
I wasn't sure which was
Okay.
first.
The other one was you had to send away for it. But Sergeant Slaughter became an actual hard-line part of the cartoon series and the figures and everything.
Yeah, that was a little bit of luck for him.
It was in the later era of that G.I. Joe series.
Aye.
Do I
You
have
know
to?
what? You know who it should be? Cobra Commander.
I put the clock up. You've got 25 seconds.
Snake Eyes?
No, does that sound like a real person?
I'm sure someone, right?
I'll help you out. It's an athlete. 10 seconds.
You know, I can see him too.
Refrigerator Perry.
Really?
Yeah. He was like
fridge.
I had him too, and he got destroyed. But I should have kept that really good in a good package and stuff. But Refrigerator Perry, 76, I think was his name. The only reason I know that is because I had it.
That was his number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had basically like camo pants and his jersey on. That was the figure.
Was
and
it?
I think he had like a gap tooth.
What is it? 20-pound figurine?
It should have been. But you know what he had? You know what
he's
his
a big
weapon?
guy.
He had no teeth.
You want to know what his weapon was?
Oh no!
It was like a football on a chain, like with a handle, like like a kind of like a whip chain thing that had a football on it.
Kind of like Crusher Creel, but with a football on it.
Exactly, like a wrecking ball, but instead of a ball, it's a football.
So as long as it doesn't hit you with a point, it's probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not gonna be lethal.
I don't think it was, but I definitely don't think it was NFL.
Get a black eye, maybe. You know.
I don't think it was NFL approved. Has anybody else got a question before I go?
Actually, you could get a broken nose. Remember what happened to Marsha Brady?
That's true.
That's true. That was his plan. Just break noses.
All right. Chris Evans has acted in 5 motion picture adaptations of comic book properties.
That's a broader spectrum than I thought.
Name 4 of them.
Well, Captain America,
Check.
Fantastic Four,
Check.
The Avengers.
Check.
Nah, I'm gonna say
Well, by your definition, it is a property. But are you talking like outside of Marvel then?
yeah, like Marvel's one property, I would say.
Okay. Okay. So, but Fantastic Four counts on this list
Yes.
because they're separate enough.
yes.
Cap isn't an Avenger, so you're letting that be a gray area
Yeah.
kind of thing. I got you. All right. So you got 2 out of 4.
2.5.
2 out of 4. I'm the fucking host. I will decide how points are given out. I'm having a little bit of trouble with this myself. I mean, I kind of. Oh no, I remembered one, but
The Care Bears.
that's in development.
He was not in a Care Bears.
He was the most bear. I'm not running the clock.
He was an extra in Ghost Rider.
I'll take it. No, I think that's you're gonna pass.
You giving up?
You're gonna pass. You're
I
gonna give up.
don't have any
You got
more.
anything
All
else?
right. Well, the movie he made right before Captain America was The Losers.
Oh, I
which is
forgot he
based
was in
on
that.
on a
Right.
on a Vertigo book.
Right.
He was also in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
True.
Okay.
True.
And I didn't know this till I looked at his IMDb just now, but he was the voice of Casey Jones in the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 2007.
And
Really?
and
Yes.
also Snowpiercer.
Oh, Snowpiercer's based on a comic. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then there were 6.
6, count them, 6, ladies and gentlemen. That guy gets around. Probably hasn't read any of them. Just saying.
I'm batting 300. It works.
Listen, I don't know sports or math, so that's not going to work here, buddy.
I know that was like a horrible reference.
That
for
was a
you.
double shot of unknowing. So what do we got?
You're just gonna have to take my word on that then.
Was that 4 or 5?
Trump or Hillary?
That's an opinion question. We don't do that. That's either or.
Yeah, no, that's political stuff. We don't do that.
Well, that too. But we are at 4 or 5.
Actually, it should be Trump, Hillary, or jump
4.
off a bridge.
Officially, unofficially, we're at like 7. But
Yeah, hey, let's call Agent Palmer. Have him look that up.
Yeah, really. Where's the intern when you need it? So let's go.
who usually helps you with the quiz?
Well, he usually
plan it
he
ahead of
usually
time.
writes it
You?
out beforehand.
You usually help me with the quiz, so. Well, how about this? Because I'm a little at a loss. Usually the cheat is I go to somebody's Facebook and actually look up their likes.
That's true.
So name some stuff that you're into. Maybe we can draw something loose here. Help you cheat.
Well, I mean, Star Wars a little bit.
All right, Star Wars a little bit. All right.
You know, it's
Who
been a
is-
while since
Who
I've
is
revisited
Ray's
those.
parents?
Ooh.
Not a tough one there.
I'm going to go with we haven't been introduced to them yet.
That's the correct answer.
Actually, no, it's wrong. J.J. Abrams says we have.
I thought JJ said we weren't.
I don't think
I said
J.J. Abrams matters anymore.
I don't know. I don't think JJ would tell you the truth.
I
on
think
that
I
one.
thought JJ
I think it's misdirection.
See this? This is all part of JJ's plan. He probably said both of those things. It's all about the misdirection.
I'll allow it.
Man, well, thanks, Ed. I appreciate you allowing that. So that's good. That's another one down. We'll let that go.
Where do you
What are
go
we
for
up
the
to?
debate moderator?
I don't know anymore. 7?
7? Okay, so
This is 7.
How many Star Wars movies have there been?
6.
Ooh.
How many good Star Wars movies have there been?
Too subjective, Your Honor.
fine. How many Star Wars films have received wide theatrical releases?
Oh my God! Like, how could you? All of them? Obviously, it's a trick question. That's not all of them, but I mean,
So it's got to be more than 7, I would assume. Is Elstree getting
who?
a big release? Okay, never mind.
Rogue
it's a
One.
There's a
documentary,
documentary coming out.
That doesn't count as a documentary.
If you'd
It's
listen,
he said Star Wars movies.
Yeah, he didn't say Star Wars documentaries. A movie or a film is not a documentary. A documentary is a genre.
Oh, it's not a film now.
No, it's not. It's a declaration of it's a capture of time or some shit.
It's something filmmakers
see,
do when they
I
have no
was
money
actually,
and one
I
camera.
was actually
Everybody at once, please.
I was
Okay.
actually referring to a question from my quiz in my first episode. This might give you a hint as to where I'm going.
If it's all about you, tell me more.
I'm going to go with 7, but I know I'm missing something.
Yeah, actually, we did have this kind of a conversation with your quiz, and it was a matter of, do we count the direct-to-video movies as opposed to theatrical released movies, right? Was that the bone of contention?
Well, actually, no. It was Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Did have a theatrical release.
Right.
It was the first, I think, like 3 or 4 episodes of the cartoon.
So at this point, it would be 8.
Yes. So that was the answer I was going for.
Clone Wars don't count.
That's what I'm saying.
And this was
That's
the
a
argument
cartoon.
that we... Well, I remember you asked me the question, and then I went back, well, do you count Clone Wars? And then he went, fuck.
Right. Very good. Very good. So that's a better question. Do you count Clone Wars, Agent Palmer?
No.
Good. There you go.
All right.
Settles that. That brings us...
Technically,
Cartoons
there's
are
only been
cartoons are
4
cartoons.
releases, so...
All right. So in the movie RoboCop...
Which one? The one that was good for its time, it looks like crap now, or the one that was crap from the day it was made?
That's both. That's all of them. That's interchangeable. But in the movie RoboCop, who was RoboCop? Do you remember that guy's name?
I remember his name.
Wow.
The actor or the character?
In the original?
You can give me any of that. You can give me the actor's name. You can give me the character's name. At this point, you can give me a tagline. You can give me one quotable thing
Peter.
from the movie. Bob will give you half the guy's name, I guess.
Falk?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Falk.
Oh, wow.
Robo Columbo. Robo Columbo.
What
Just
we
one
have
more,
here,
one more thing.
That would be
ladies and
great.
gentlemen.
That's a mashup. Bill, get
Miss,
on that. You're a
Miss,
writer.
I'm sorry. I was about to leave, and I realized that I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
Do you happen to have any oil so I can loosen up my joints? I'm squeaky as I walk out of this building.
That was always Columbo's thing. He was always ready to go. I'm like,
One more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing. It's kind of crazy. I was going through your papers, and I realized that...
Why are we going through my papers?
well, that's because they're laying there.
Are you sure?
No, it's Columbo. I was doing a Columbo thing, and now you want to make an Agent Palmer thing.
The man died of nicotine poison, and how is it that he died of nicotine poison when the cigarette was never actually dragged on?
There you go. That's Robo Columbo for you.
There it is.
Solving all of Detroit's problems.
There's no saliva found on
So
the
you got
cigarette.
nothing for me from RoboCop.
Nothing.
You got nothing from RoboCop.
Not a
Why the
thing.
fuck did we come all the way to fucking Pennsylvania to fucking do this show?
Maybe it's so I could ask question 9.
I don't even know if we're up to it, but we're skipping to it. Question number 9 from Ed.
All right. Now I hear you listen to podcasts. And Rob Reiner recently appeared on both The Nerdist and WTF with Mark Maron.
He did.
And in both episodes, he told a story about his friend Albert Brooks performing the same bit on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. What was the bit?
It was a mime bit.
What did the mime do?
The mime talked throughout the entire performance.
He gets it. He gets it. The one thing I was like, I don't know. I just hope he
that's
listened.
a little real. I thought that was like insanely hard.
Well, just that it was so spot on. Like he would have needed to have listened to both of those episodes, and I felt like.
Or he could have listened to either one. And he
But I
would've-
felt like, well, if Rob Reiner is on it, first of all, how much Rob Reiner do you need? And the fact that he's telling the same story just backs me up. Where like you only got to listen to one Rob Reiner interview to feel like you got all the Rob Reiner you need.
It's true.
But-
they were basically
Identical interviews?
oh my god!
Yeah.
And when I think it was Ian McKellen sat down with both of them that came out in the same week, completely different interviews.
Yeah, they were.
Rob Reiner, same fucking thing.
Funny.
Well, because you could tell Rob Reiner had prepped. He knew. Okay, I got these 5 anecdotes.
Okay,
I'm
right,
just,
right.
You know, I'm just gonna pop them in here.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
he's
saving
told
the
him
rest
so
for
many.
his book.
Yeah.
That's
I
what it
think.
is. Saving the gems.
Yeah.
So question 10, the easiest question on the quiz.
What's your address?
I guess that's good, but don't give that out.
No,
Let's not do that.
No.
So we don't need anybody else showing up.
That's
No,
the trick question. If you answer
Grant
it,
will be here shortly.
Yeah, he's probably on his way now. He's hoping. He's like, if I
laughing
drive
his ass
fast,
off the whole way.
No,
If I drive fast.
Well, that's the plan: is to pull out just as Grant's pulling up.
Right. You can take over now. Tag him out. That's it. Tag team.
Maybe this is how we'll do the 24 hours.
We'll just do it from here.
Podcast.
Just cycle through
Rotate
people.
everybody.
Yeah.
Actually, that might work.
Pod Central.
In
Just-
and out. In and out. You know.
It is kind of like an easy
One's
way.
sitting up in the living room and one's doing work here.
And just let people do their own shows.
I mean, it's a 2-hour drive for us. It's a 10-hour drive for them. I think that's kind of central.
I think that works for me. Yeah, that seems fair.
Technically, I'm in between.
Yeah, where the hell are they? They're in Michigan, right?
Yeah, Michigan. So, question number 10,
might as well be
softball.
Oh, you going to pull out the prizes?
Yeah, I'll get to
How
that.
many Star
shit.
Wars movies are there?
No.
That count?
No. That counts? 4. That are worth anything?
3.
No, but we'll make it. What was?
How many Skywalkers have lost an arm?
That we know of?
That we know of. I don't know. I'm just throwing ridiculous stuff out.
Ridiculous, but not easy. So, what was?
Only 2.
One day I won't be interrupted. Just saying. Just saying. Whenever I'm trying to get a
You know
thought
what?
out.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be when you do your solo podcast, Bill.
Good point. What color are Papa Smurf's pants?
Red.
Very good. Very good. We're done with the fucking quiz. Thank God, finally. Oh, my God. Okay. Do I have any celebratory music for you? Right there. So, Palmer, the last part of this is the little gift round. The prize round, I should say. You got a blue box and a red box. You know how this bit goes.
I know,
and you're on your own in making this choice.
I know.
All right, so you have to pick one. Either one is a prize. Neither are completely shitty, but one is always better than the other.
Well, I've decided.
Which is a good thing in this particular situation.
Just for the hell of it,
yeah.
I'm going to go with blue.
Oh, okay. You said that until I rolled my eyes, right? The blue box is for you, buddy. What is inside the blue box?
What's he getting?
Not the red box.
What's he getting?
Oh, you got a little T-shirt.
A little T-shirt.
A little T-shirt. I hope it fits. Like, it's probably going to be too big on you because you look twinky and tiny. But it is a shirt. And
it is a Transformers Prime's Auto Shop T-shirt.
There you go.
And I can see that as soon as you put it on, your whole shoulders are going to slide right through the head hole.
Could be.
It could be. You're saying you're narrow-shouldered, I guess.
Skinny.
Is that a thing?
Skinny.
It is now.
It is now. It's fashionable. It's trending.
Hashtag narrow shoulders.
And I'm sure if it's not now, it will be in about 10 minutes when the show's done, when he makes a tweet out of it.
Yeah, there you go. There's always that.
There you go.
There's always that. So, Agent Palmer.
Yes.
Bill.
How you doing, buddy? How's this going for you today?
No, it's going great.
Yeah, this is all right? You're not regretting this in any way or wishing maybe,
Well, it's not like we're a biker gang, showing up on his doorstep.
Yeah, no, I hear that. We're definitely not biker gangish. We're definitely not kicking the door in. I was just trying to touch base. I was trying to make sure. Just trying to show that I care enough to make sure that this is all right.
No,
obviously, because if I did care, I wouldn't put you on microphone and ask you and pressure you into saying yes. So, obviously, I don't care then.
Well.
Yeah. And that makes more sense.
Moving on.
Fair enough.
Moving on.
What's next?
What is next?
Next victim.
I think generally speaking, what we do right about now is emails. That seems to be the routine and that thing that we do.
Did you get any emails this week?
I did get some emails this week. I even got an email from you. But we start with Ed.
That's right.
All right.
Ed, since you like to send us emails during the week, just in case you don't make it in, you want to have the show feel your presence.
Yes.
So you do that. Then when you get here, I'm like, shit, you got to fucking read your own email now.
I got 4 emails this week.
All right, but they're short and they're sweet, right?
Yes, they are.
Well, the emails are. Our responses, probably not.
First off, gentlemen.
Sir.
Who are these gentlemen that you keep speaking of?
You thought you were going to get through that without him interrupting you?
You know what? It's a question that occurs to me every week.
Oh, okay. Is it?
So
it's valid. So it's valid.
You saw you lined up for that one. All right.
Is the 3-piece suit sexy again?
I don't. Double-breasted?
I guess it all depends what you're covering up under the vest.
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I mean? If you got a 6-pack, all right. If it's a keg,
Yeah.
like
maybe
me,
maybe not
then
so
maybe
much.
not so much.
So you're saying the suit doesn't matter? It's all about who's wearing it?
Well, the key is a tailor.
No, the suit matters. But if you're talking about a 3-piece suit, it only really works if you got a flat stomach.
Well, I think
I think it works best.
Fair enough, right. I think the thing is that a 3-piece suit is a little much. And anybody who's wearing one, all I ever think is, you got to be so hot in that. Like, why have the extra fucking layer? Like, just stop. I don't think there's any gonna. I can't imagine a gala nice enough while they're wearing a third piece. Like, fuck you. Like, it's 2016. We don't need that shit.
Yeah, nobody in a wedding, really needs you to look that good. Right?
And we don't live that far south. Like, I don't have to dress like fucking Boss Hogg to feel special. Like, you know what I mean?
You don't need the bolo tie and the
white hat,
the pocket watch.
Nope, and the white shoes and the whole bit. No, it just means that someone's going to throw me in a truck full of manure at some point. I've seen that show.
Palmer, your thoughts?
Well, I think it all depends on if you go with a tie or a bow tie.
There's somebody out there who's like agreeing with that. Well, what is your take,
bow
sir?
tie. You gotta be ballsy to wear a bow tie.
And a three-piece.
And a three-piece.
And a three-piece.
You know what I mean? Next question.
All right, gentlemen.
Sir.
As far as animated bears go, where did Bill Murray go right and Dan Aykroyd go wrong?
It's all about the gigs, man. So it's just all about picking the right gig.
I forget which one of them gave Care Bears chainsaws.
That was a good gig, though.
Oh,
And it was neither one of those.
Oh, all right. Then I can't answer the question.
Bill Murray played Baloo in Jungle Book.
The current Jungle Book out now.
Dan Aykroyd was the voice of Yogi Bear in the CG Yogi Bear movie.
That
Did anybody see that?
No, I don't think so.
yeah, no. I forget who's Yogi in that, but I was surprised to find out who played Yogi. Point being, though,
Yogi Bear was.
I mean, Boo Boo, rather. I'm sorry, Boo Boo that I meant.
Oh, Justin Timberlake.
Right, Justin Timberlake.
Don't ask me how I know.
But like, does it dead on?
Right
but it's a dead on Boo Boo. It's not JT being Boo Boo. Like, hey, what's up? Let's go fucking sing a song. No, he's doing Boo Boo. Like, you know what I mean? It's great. It was a very surprising thing, but I don't know that anybody cares.
He was just glad to get a paycheck for something he probably started doing when he was a kid.
Yeah, you know, and I think with Bill Murray is just that, like, you know, it's a easy project probably to go do, and as much as, like, you know, he likes to be a little off center with his kind of things lately, I think he was just like, yeah, you know what, I could do that. I kind of feel that, like, that makes that's like a good casting sense. And Dan Aykroyd, like you said, is just looking for a gig. He's just
happy to be working at this point.
Somebody sent that to me. I don't even know if I can do that voice, but I'm going to say yes. That's pretty much his approach. Ed's looking up trivia, I think.
No, Yogi Bear's domestic gross was $100 million, but it only made 16 opening weekends.
So that's a long haul.
It only cost about, what, 20?
Budget on that? Probably.
No.
It's mostly CG, right?
No, not 20 million, 20.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Well.
All right, gentlemen.
Sir.
What kind of movies would Cary Grant star in if he lived today?
Avengers.
He would have been in Captain America: Civil War. He would have played the part that what's his name from The Hobbit, Martin Freeman came in and played. You know, just something very stiff and brief. You know.
Yeah, why not test me? Just try.
Buddy. I don't do a good Cary Grant. But no, I don't know. Yeah, he'd probably be like Tony Stark. I could see him playing Tony Stark.
Yeah, that would be the way to go with him. But
the question is, how old is he?
But he was never an action star.
They didn't have action movies then.
Really?
Well, he had westerns. He had John Wayne was like the action hero of that day.
No, he was a Western hero. They weren't action films. They were movies that had action scenes, but they weren't like modern day. After The Great Escape or around that era, like, it all changes. Like the modern action movie shifts up pretty big. But I'll give it to you, though. But, you know, he really wasn't anything close to that.
Yeah,
he was very much a reserved kind of like, oh, that involves running. I'm not taking that gig, Jim. I'll pass on that. Like, you know, I got to keep this mustache nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to smoke a pack of PALMER.
Even when he did Hitchcock movies, he was.
Yeah, he was still reserved to a degree.
He didn't really do stunt work. He just
really
ran around and looked confused.
I'm sure he was really...
So he'd beat Tom Hanks today.
I think he was real envious of, what's his name, getting the Rear Window gig. So I could have sat in a wheelchair all day. Oh, that looks like a safe gig right there. I wish I could have had me that job. But, yeah, I'm going to say I have no clue.
All right, last question. This one's a bit of a serious one.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking about jumping back into comics for DC Rebirth. Your thoughts?
I don't know if anybody here is going to be as versed as I might in what's going on there, but I'll say you should. I'll say you should sample it up. I wouldn't say go across the line like crazy because that can get expensive a little bit, even at a reduced price rate that they have right now. But maybe touch back to base with the titles that you liked, that you were into before 52 happened. I know a lot of people abandoned it during 52. I would say just consider that a vacation. DC's approach now is to try and come back, bring it back, and do it right. And it's saying some really right things and smart things. But you heard us kind of go off on that a little bit last episode, I think. where I kind of like.
Yeah, we were talking about Sacco.
Yeah, how on the guys at the comic shop, their show, they kind of went into it a little bit more, but I kind of intoned a little bit from that, I think, last week. But I heard that you did actually stop at the comic shop this week.
Well, yeah, like a few hours ago.
That's right. Mere moments.
Yeah, I came in to donate $20 to the fund for their mascot costume.
Yes, which was a brilliant idea.
They're raising money. They want Waffle's going to be the mascot.
A guy named Waffle
for Comic Book Jones.
Oh, he's not.
Is he going to be wearing a waffle costume?
No. It's going to be a panda costume, but without the
without the head.
Without the head. So it's just going to be a guy walking around with the panda without the head. Drinking.
I could just picture. I can't.
Sitting on a park bench, drinking from an open container.
It's a great visual. I love it.
I could just picture Waffle in that suit, and it's just scary.
What else you got? You got nothing else?
That's my last question.
That's it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Do you know something about his email that he doesn't know?
No.
Okay.
No. I was just hoping maybe you had more.
Who else did we hear from?
Because I'm trying to dodge Palmer, so I figured that was my bit right there. I was like, you sure you don't have anything else?
Who says we have to read Palmer's email?
That's true. We're in his house. Like, how much attention do you need?
Well, it's episode 24 of my proxy cast.
That's true. I guess we've broken that seal. This is episode 24 of the Agent Palmer proxy shit show, whatever the fuck.
You didn't tell me this was a crossover.
It's not. It's not. This guy just slaps labels on things.
That's right. It's all Bill's fault, too. Bill
it
came
is.
up with the name.
Yeah,
when
this is over, you have to tell me the RSS feed.
There you go. Start working on that. So, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to read your own email, or should I read your email? It's your call, buddy. I'm giving you the option.
I will read my own email.
There you go. Very good. Let's hit it, buddy.
To the podcast of Wicked Theories.
That's us.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's a good thing you guys aren't an ABC television show. After the cuts that were made this week, I'm sure you'd be looking for your Netflix resuscitation.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a jab there, I think. A little bit like...
I think it's more of a jab at ABC.
No, it's a mutual jab, because he's trying to say that we couldn't even hang, that we wouldn't make it out of season 2, is what he's saying.
Is he implying also that maybe another podcast would have been able to stay around? Like,
I don't know. There aren't many shows staying around on ABC.
We'll get into that a little bit more later in the show.
So, I'll continue, buddy. Continue. I'm sorry.
So, anyway, enough about dead shows. Let's talk about Preacher.
Yes, let's talk about a Preacher.
But not the show.
Oh, okay.
Or your podcast.
That's true.
Was this a Joel Osteen thing?
I don't know what that meant, but I'll take it.
Although both are tied into this. Because,
That's true.
Let's talk about the fact that I now possess books 1 and 2.
Oh, shit.
Because of your persistence.
That's right. Well, not directly on you in particular, but just in general.
Yeah, slightly.
I never really said like, oh, you gotta.
No,
I mean, if it came up
really.
in comics, I'd be like, yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But you heard it enough on the show from episode 1.
Slightly. I mean, it's only been like the one consistent
thing
throughout
of all 50.
Yes.
The most consistent thing. We actually derailed and said we're going to start a whole different show for it, as opposed to telling everybody to read it, watch it. When the time came, we were like, oh, fuck it, we'll go just do it over there. So what are you thinking, buddy? You digging the books or what? We don't have to get too crazy into it, but you're digging it, right?
I'm digging them.
All right.
I like the writing.
Yeah.
It's transporting me back to the mid-'90s.
It is a time capsule, right?
It's a time capsule, but in a good way.
Okay.
So,
all right. That's good, though. I mean, the main thing is that you're digging it and you're enjoying it, and then you can take the ride with us over on the Preacher vs. Preacher podcast, and maybe you'll pop up over there if you're well behaved over here. Because if you're well behaved here, you'll be okay over there. Because over there, it's more of a well behaved kind of show.
Oh, really?
It's a little bit. You're gonna fucking get a kick out of it when you're like,
Where
is this the same group of guys?
That one stays on track.
Wait, who are these guys?
Yeah. Well, you give us one topic instead of 25, and we do better.
Well, it's because I'm not around.
That's true too. Ed, oh my God, this guy will fucking ruin a fucking wet dream. But yeah, that's pretty much the routine over there. So people can check that out if you're a big fan of Preacher, or you want to, if you got the books, you read the books, or reading them now. Find the Preacher vs. Preacher podcast. That's us. What else you got in there?
So, that said, thanks for the recommendation.
Absolutely, you're welcome, man. I'm glad that you picked it up. To be honest with you.
And now on to the questions.
Ooh, Palmer questions.
How come lemon washing liquid contains real lemons, but lemon juice contains artificial flavoring?
I got a feeling it's all about the money. Somebody in the lemon empire is really making a fortune off of this one.
There's a lemon empire.
Well, people who own artificial lemon trees have to make money too.
That's true. You gotta water the plastic. You know what I mean? But it's a great ponderance. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can't just have straight lemon juice in your dishwashing fluid, dishwashing liquids, soaps, and you can't have straight lemon juice as a flavoring because it's just too much. It's too intense.
But, you can have real lemons in lemonade, I assume.
Yeah, because you're putting like 6 gallons of sugar on top of that.
All right.
Hell, it's the acidic properties and the price of lemons these days.
That's the thing, is that all these lemons are coming in from China now, and just usurping the market. And but Trump's going to put an end to that, so don't worry about it. These Chinese lemons, they're going to go.
Okay.
That's the future anyway. That's what I saw in my prophecy. That's all we got for that one. It's all right.
If something goes without saying, why do people still say it?
Because they can't not run their fucking mouths. That's the fucking thing. Let me just tell you right now, okay? Someone's just gotta always be going, no matter what. It's like, it's like when you say, not for nothing, but it's like, well,
nothing good's gonna follow that.
Exactly. It's like, not for nothing, but you're a pretty big jerk off. Or hey, not to offend you, but I'm about to offend you. And you know what I mean? It's like, not to be racist, but, I'm going to say something racist right now.
To be honest?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm going to tell you something honestly you don't want to hear. That's what the rest of that phrase should be. To be honest, I'm going to be too honest right now and tell you that your cat is ugly.
To be honest, because I've been lying to you this whole time.
That's right. That's the insinuation. To be honest, I've been a scumbag the whole time and not telling you the truth. That's fucking funny. That's good observation there, Ed. I like that. But, what was the original phrasing on that? Because I got all amped up.
Goes without saying.
It goes without saying. If it went without saying, man, it would just go.
Obviously.
Back to you. Back to you, Agent Palmer.
This last one's kind of ironic with Ed sitting next to me.
Uh-oh.
How many ridiculous questions will it take for Ed to just settle down and enjoy the bit?
Yeah, because last week he was doing some eye rolls. I guess you could sense them.
No, there were some audible sighs too.
No, I know.
I'm famous for those, actually, outside of the podcast.
Oh,
okay. I am known for my size.
Oh, that's like a family reunion stuff.
No, that's like my tell.
That's why I don't play poker. But Ed's getting used to it, I think. I think he's adjusting. Obviously, in your presence here, he couldn't do any of that normal behavior, so he held back. But pretty good so far. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad for a guy who was writing that on the fly. I didn't really know that he was coming in today. Or that we were coming in today,
yeah.
I should say. Right. That's true.
And now for an attempt at Bill's rant of the day.
I think we already had that.
We got a little bit. He smiled like a motherfucker when I got all bent out of shape about that. I mean,
we can go for 2.
All right, let's go. Let's hit it.
Dumb websites that don't care about you, and a follow-up, or more specifically but not limited to, dear websites, fuck your slideshow. Yours truly, everyone who uses the internet.
That's that was the tweet I put out during this week. That was Palmer's favorite tweet. Just wants to hear me rant about that, and I'll just put it like this: look, you're just trying to get me to fucking click onto the next fucking page. You know what I mean? So go fuck yourself. The images aren't that great, and when I see a slideshow and it's for images that I want, I'll just go find it somewhere else. I'll just find somebody else who's not using me as a fucking, as a tool to get fucking 7 more clicks. Like 7 more clicks from me are gonna put you over the fucking top. Meanwhile, I would have fucking shared your site. I would have told the world, go look at these pictures over here on this site. But no, you want to use a slideshow that barely ever loads properly into a fucking, into a web browser. And, when it does, it's like, you got to click it 25 times. And then they'll tell you that there's 8. They'll tell you that there's 8, right? But then when you get to number 8, it's not really another picture. It's just hey, go to these other 3 slideshows we got. So number 8's a fucking fool. Number 8's like a joke. It's a setup. It's a scam, I tell you.
Or my favorite.
Yeah.
You get to number 4.
Right.
You click on number 5.
Yeah.
It's an ad.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, they're great. They're great at that. They're great at maintaining a good relationship with their. But most people don't give a shit about that shit. They just go, okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'll just keep going through them all because they're all pretty, and I don't give a shit. I'm just a dump-a-dump, and okay, I'll just come back to this site tomorrow. Up rocks. You know what I mean? Go get the fuck out of here. Go fucking home. All right, I'm done.
All right.
I should have saved that energy for something more pertinent in life, but sadly, it got used on that.
You okay, Bill?
Maybe. I don't know. But that's it. That's all I got for that one, Murray.
All right. That's it for this week.
Oh, all right.
I now return you to your regularly scheduled Wicked Theory.
Ooh.
Palmer out.
Palmer out. See you later. You're still here.
I don't know.
I
wasn't going to leave you hanging.
No. Yeah. High five. But I thought you were going to go. You said,
seriously, you have to
This
leave.
is my house, though, so I don't...
No,
but
you said out.
You have to leave now so we can finish the
Yeah,
show.
I mean, it's not how it
Wouldn't be
goes.
the first time I've been muted.
Very good. All right, so on to other people's mails who are not here at the table. How about that? Can we do that? Can we share a little fucking time here with some other people?
I think it would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be
All
good.
right. Well, we start with good old Brian Hughes.
Hey.
From Scotland. Hey, greetings, gentlemen. Still loving the pod, though now I am on to... Still loving the pod, though I am now on stronger medication. So maybe or not much longer. I don't know. I'm going to blame it on the drugs I'm on, too. A couple of questions.
Damn it.
Superhero or supervillain?
That's the question?
That is the question.
I think you have more fun as a supervillain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to go villain.
You got to go villain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you never win.
You're working as a superhero. You're having fun as a villain.
And you know what? That's a good point with the working thing. Like, as a hero, you are constantly saving people and doing shit. As a villain, you're working on one master plan for years or for, like, a while. One plan, one attempt. I'll come back in 6 months with another one. But not like, like Batman every night, constantly. And then in the daytime, he don't get no sleep because he's doing research for the night stuff. Superman's constantly. So a villain, I feel like you got like a leisure. You can probably
Yeah, but
relax.
it's a calling. It's a vocation, man.
Which one?
It's being a hero.
So it's being a villain. You don't think there's like a little bit of a calling deep inside that makes you want to destroy the world or take it over and then destroy it?
I don't really think that's a calling. I think that's more of a sickness.
Yeah, well, you just never got in touch with your sick side then, okay? Bob, I know you get dark and dirty.
Well, I was the one who started. I figured, yeah, I'll be a villain. No problem.
Nice. I like that.
Why work when you can play?
So his next question is, what would be your vehicle of choice as whichever you pick, villain or hero?
I don't know. I think I just hang around Batman for a while and then steal his latest one.
There
I'm a
you
villain, right? I might as well just steal it. Yeah. Paint it pink or some stupid shit like that just to piss him off.
Oh, that would be very villainous. Paint it pink and then put it back and not let him know. He'd be like, he'll blame Robin. It'll start some dissent in the Batcave. That's pretty fucking evil, I'll tell you that.
There you go.
Robin's gonna be like, I didn't do it. He goes, no, I know that you did. It was probably some stupid practical joke. Just admit it. And he's like, no.
Do
It's
like
you're
Fast
fired.
Times at Ridgemont High and like smash it up and blame it on the other high school team, football team.
There you go. Smash it up and let some other villain take the heat for it or something like that.
There you go, yeah.
Okay. All right. How about you, Paul? Would you be a hero or a villain?
Well, villain, easily.
Okay, we did cover that. And what would you be your vehicle?
VW bus.
Ed. No. So what would you do?
It's supposed to be a getaway vehicle.
Well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing. If I'm not doing anything that needs speed to get away, and I figure if it's somewhat inconspicuous. They are around still. You see them on the road every once in a while. Mine would look beat up, so
probably manual, right?
I don't think so. Yeah. I think with the VW van, the fact that there's not a lot of them on the road, as soon as someone sees one, and the fact that new one, refurbished ones go for $100,000 or more.
No, I want mine to look rusted. I want it to look like it's just been on the side of the road.
Let me finish. Just the fact that there's value in those things at all. Someone's going to, as you're driving down the road, say, oh, crap, Look at that thing. You fixed it. I would.
It would stick out a little bit, but also I think the fact that you probably would jazz it up as the Palmer Deathmobile.
On the inside, only on the
Oh,
inside.
okay.
Like the outside is still going to look a little rusted.
I got you. Okay, you're gonna leave it weathered,
Yeah, weathered. Exactly.
but also have a jet turbine in the back, so
if
that
I
you
park
can.
out behind something, people think it's been there for years, and they won't.
This is
think
kind of, you
anything
know what
of
I am picturing? I am kind of picturing like a Volkswagen Bug done up as van rather done up as like Batman style, where it's still like it's not chop topped or anything, but it's got the fins still like, so it's way too tall for that. Like, you know, the jet turbine coming out the back
be able
doors.
to go through
What
drive-thrus
you guys
with that.
don't.
That's true.
What you guys forget is it has a top speed of 59 miles an hour.
They might have forgot, but I keep talking about a jet turbine
no
in the back.
0 to
I don't know if you caught that.
Huh?
I keep talking about a jet turbine in the back, though. These guys might be
Yeah.
slow, but I'm talking about, you know,
Yeah.
you can't make it stick because
That's
you
not.
can't change
That's not
gears that fast.
conspicuous, though, or that is conspicuous.
Only to those who see it, you know, when we're doing the crime. Not all the time. We keep the doors closed.
Besides, I don't like the idea of like the Batmobile where it's one person or two people. Like I want to be able to fit my crew in there.
Well, that's true. That's what I'm saying. You do the
Yeah.
van as the Batmobile. It's the
Yeah.
Batmobile with a sliding door.
My fallback would be the 18 vehicle.
So,
There you
alright,
go.
so why not just get a clown car?
If you're going to keep your friends in it, I think is what he's saying. You?
Well, I'm going to be the odd man out and say hero.
Figures.
And I want something that's compact,
Yeah.
that I won't be bound to the road so I can get into tight spaces and alleys. I'm going to say a Razor scooter.
All right.
You think we
Razor
could outrun him?
Razor scooter man. I don't know. I had a scooter for a while. We can do some fun stuff with that, though.
Yeah, I mean, as you're running away, you could do little tricks as you get some air. You know?
Some bunny hops. You could throw it at somebody.
Exactly. Doubles as a weapon.
You guys can't throw your vehicles at anybody, can you? No, it's true.
No, but like, you know, you keep it like
In your backpack.
yeah, and you pull it out.
It's like basically like Daredevil has like his little truncheons like strapped to his leg, like, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
he pulls them out.
yeah,
Like, you
well,
can just pull out. That's the
I think
scooter.
of like the way Hawkeye like pulls out his
Yeah.
bow. I unroll it and boom, there's a scooter.
Die. Beep, beep, beep.
Does it have a rocket on it?
Why not?
Yeah, where are you gonna put the turbine?
Really?
Fucking bullshit. Weak. All right. So that was it for those two. He asks us about the villains. He asks us about villain vehicle of choice, and he tells us to have a great show. And hey, Brian, so far we're doing pretty good. Great is a subjective thing, and it might have to wait till the end. I see Agent Palmer in here, but we got to that already. But want to double up, and then there's only so much of you we can.
I'm
handle.
not sure doubling it up would make it better.
Probably not. Okay, so we're into Steve Martinez of the Steve and Irina show.
Steve.
And he says, hello, everyone present at the table. Because he never knows, I guess, who's going to be here. And that's a good point.
Do you ever know who's going to be here?
Nah, I'm supposed to know by
This
Fridays.
week we didn't even know where here was until we got here.
Well, okay.
Thank God for GPS, huh? It's a global podcasting system.
Oh, Serena.
Ah, Serena. Okay, they got a bunch of questions. Only 5. That's nice of them. Number 1, favorite Patrick Swayze movie?
Tall Tale.
I don't even know if I know that one.
Pass.
Fair enough. You were allowed to pass. I would say Roadhouse. Only because I've seen it so many fucking times, but I don't know if it
Well,
would
yeah,
still
there's the
hold up.
blind guitarist in there who died. What's
Yeah,
his
you gotta
name?
love that.
Yeah, I think I got to go Roadhouse. Is the only one I'd actually watch.
Yeah, I think it's the only one I've.
Yeah.
No, I won't say it's the only one I've seen. I mean, I've seen Dirty Dancing. I've seen Ghost, but
Yeah, but if there was nothing else on TV,
the only one
and-
out of those that I would
and there
stop.
was- yeah. If there was nothing else to watch except infomercials, and you had to pick a Patrick Swayze movie,
yeah.
I would
Which
turn
channel-
off the TV.
I think I would just turn on the Xbox.
Is Netflix an option?
You're coming through, but a little bit lower than usual.
I don't think was Patrick Swayze alive during Netflix?
No, I mean
No,
now.
it was- oh,
No,
well,
he actually,
Yeah.
he was, but not during their era. Probably
yeah, I
of
mean
making
since
shows.
it, yeah. No, I would say Tall Tale. It's a movie from 1995.
Okay,
I haven't seen it since then.
right. Who else is in it?
Oliver Platt,
Oh, I know him.
Roger Aaron Brown, Nick Stahl, Scott Glenn, Stephen Lang.
Was this before he got cancer?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it was. Well, let's say he was a little past his prime. This is the
right.
mid '90s. This was a Disney live action film where Patrick Swayze played Pecos Bill. and he met up with Paul Bunyan and John Henry.
This was the I Need a Job.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, and the railroad was coming through, and they had to help this kid save his farm.
Okay. This might be that play that I told you I did as a kid. No, I'm not even kidding, but whatever. It's like the movie version, I think, is what they actually did. It was Tall Tales something.
Yeah, I recently ended up watching like 15 minutes of a movie he did where he's a criminal, but he has kids in an orphanage, and he's trying to get them out of the orphanage and close the orphanage. And yeah, it's real 80s.
Yeah,
80s,
it sounds like a gem.
Yeah, big time. I was like, never mind.
All right, so back to this email. What's a favorite Stallone movie?
I'm going to say one where he goes, oh.
There you go. You got them all covered now.
Stallone. See, you want to go like the
No.
Fine, Nighthawk.
Okay.
Nighthawks.
Okay, very good. That's good. That's good. That's a good pull. It's one of his
Cobra.
few movies that doesn't feel like everything else. Cobra's a good one.
That was actually one of his worst ones. But
I'm gonna go. What was it? Gangland? No.
Copland.
Copland. I'm gonna go with Copland.
Actually, he was good in Copland.
I wish he did more shit like that.
That was like his
Acting debut.
That was his Oscar push.
Yes.
That was like his first serious
Yes.
Oscar push.
People got tired of him with all the Rocky movies, and they weren't taking him seriously. And when he needed that role,
They still didn't take him seriously. Like, you know
no,
what
but
I mean?
he was well received. In
Oh
that.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like critics and other celebs, everybody pushed it. Like it's really good. It's really good. It's just I don't know what it was about. Like that it didn't take off. People really didn't make a big enough
No,
stink
it
about
was
it.
about New York cops
Hiding out in
who
Jersey.
were hooked. Who were crooked. Excuse me.
But either way,
Well, they were probably killing hookers, but they were burying, they were burying bodies and doing murders in Jersey.
yeah, because they were all living out in Jersey
in this little
Yeah.
town, and he was kind of like
The pushover.
forced to
yeah.
look away. He wanted to be the good cop, do the right thing about these guys, but he didn't think he could.
What about you, Palmer?
Favorite
Stallone?
I think I have to go with Expendables.
All right.
Just
all right.
it was fun. Like I enjoy Rocky, but
I don't know something.
that's what he's been built up to.
It's almost a little bit kind of played out. It's like
Yeah.
talking about Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford. It's like, yeah, that's a given almost. It's like too easy.
Yeah.
I hear you. I appreciate that. Did we ask you, Ed? Did we get to you?
I said Nighthawks.
Oh, that's right. I just ignore you, so I didn't hear you. Okay, so back to Stephen Irena. What's a job that seems really cool, but you would be terrified to do it? Get creative, or don't be ashamed to get creative, he says here. I'm thinking like lion tamer or something like that, or something like where you work with like just like fucking ferocious fucking animals, because that shit seems like even the guys, obviously even the people who like do it for years and are like really good at it, like fucking Steve Irwin, eventually he gets harpooned by a stingray, or people do get like Siegfried and Roy, eventually they do get mauled by their own tigers, but like it just seems cool, like when you're watching a video and there's just some guy slapping a tiger on the nose and he's like, "Boop, Mumsy, get back in the cage," and it just goes, "Okay," and he gets back in the cage. I'm like, damn, that fucking dude's fucking got balls.
The whole time it's saying, one day, you cocksucker.
Any second now.
Suddenly that day became today.
Once that tiger realizes his paw is as big as that guy's chest, and he realizes who really is in control. But how about you guys?
I like the fact that mine is very close to yours.
No, okay. I don't, but
Agent to the Stars.
wild animal wrangler, and an agent to the stars. I do see a correlation.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah,
correlation.
that was the first thing I thought of, because there's like, it would be cool to work with celebrities, but I do not think I would want to work with celebrities.
Right at the same time. I hear you. Yeah. It does seem like a double-edged thing. How about you, Ed?
Window washer.
Window washer. Yeah, that seems like a
Yeah.
thing. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
No. I mean, like the guys who like have to go into the scaffolding
Yeah.
and
Well, keep in mind, he was looking for jobs that seem cool, not necessarily threatening
you
or
get to,
scary. I happen to
you
pick
get
one
to
that gets a
look
little scary.
in-
Oh, that's true. I'm
you
trying to
get
find the cool factor.
You get to see what's going on.
I see what you're saying. A lot of
Plus,
views.
I think it's the kind of thing that seems like you could probably listen to headphones while you're doing it.
As long as you get to not be interrupted during
I
your
don't
podcast.
think I would ever want to listen to headphones when I was on top of the Freedom Tower trying to clean that glass. I think I would have all my attention on my freaking job.
Yeah. and the slightest noise or creak coming from that
Well, that's
scaffold.
why you put the headphones on, because you don't want to hear that shit.
There's probably too many noises coming from that
using
thing.
that thinking, you might as well blindfold your fucking self too, because you ain't gonna want to look down either.
Fair enough. What about you? Did we get to you? Did we
No,
say
you
you?
didn't get to me.
Okay, what about you, buddy?
That's easy. Race car driver.
No, all right.
Absolutely. I don't know if I can handle going 220 miles an hour.
Right.
But,
you wouldn't mind giving it a shot,
Oh
huh?
fuck, dude! If I had like $3,000, I would go to Pennsylvania. Since we're here,
You got $3,000 you can lend us? Bob wants to do something.
and do it's like a week-long class.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool, actually.
Well, I don't even think it's like going that fast. It's going that fast when everyone else is going.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say I don't think it's the speed.
I don't think
it's
it really
the
matters.
being a foot away from the car, also going that
Oh,
fast.
you'd be lucky if you were a foot away.
Yeah, at that point, though, guys, it doesn't. You gotta think about it. It doesn't really make a difference if you hit someone else going 200 miles an hour or if you hit a wall going 200 miles an hour. Because you're both
true.
going 200 miles
Yeah,
an hour.
yeah.
So it's gonna be just like hitting a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
It's kind of like zero. I mean, it would be different if the guy's coming at you at 200 miles an hour. But if someone's coming at me at 200 miles an hour, I'm turning to the right.
I'm hitting the brakes. I don't give a fuck about the guy behind me.
So here's his next one. I like this one. I wish I had something coming up. It might come to me. But what's your favorite way to bother people subtly? Like, like passive-aggressive bullshit, like in a supermarket or something like that. Like, or...
Be blunt yet polite.
Oh, that's always a great way. Like, just fucking hit him over the head with the truth of it. But
That's like, look, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm just trying to tell you honestly. You know?
Yeah. But I think the key is to...
Well, like my sister Irene, who I am deathly afraid of.
Right.
I have this thing where I will place my finger right next to her body, but never actually poke her.
Right, sure. Well, that's some sibling shit right there. Yeah. Well, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, I feel like this is a thing I do, but I can't think of any particular way that I do it.
I can't. I do it actively. So
Okay.
It's hard, but I do know that there are people that will, and I don't understand the concept. I think it fails, but like passive aggressively like shit on social media.
How do you passive aggressively click like?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I actually read a couple articles on it.
Like people do it out of ironicism.
Yeah.
Like I don't actually like this thing, but this thing is such a ridiculous thing that if
I'm
I
gonna
click
like
like on it, then people will know that I'm only doing that because I'm being ridiculous.
Yes.
Or we will think that you are ridiculous for liking it now. That is a double-edged sword. Because I've had that conundrum in my head, like, oh, this is so fucking stupid. I'll just click like on it because no one would actually think that I'll like that. But meanwhile, how you perceive to be perceived is not the way you actually are
So
perceived.
does that mean we should go through your likes?
Only if you want to come out feeling sticky on the other end.
Yeah.
Okay.
People need to stop thinking too much.
They can't because it's all self-referential.
Well,
and shit.
it's one or the other, right? They're either thinking too much or not at all.
There you go. And that's pretty fucking true. So that last question. What's your opinion on Legos and Lego movies? I will go one more and say I do not like Lego games. I think Lego games, like video games, are a waste. And I would much rather have a real Indiana Jones game than a bullshit Lego Indiana Jones game that has like a little fucking yellow guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these games aren't fun and they don't earn their way through the video game world and have their own, fan base and can be entertaining. I'm just saying that, like, if Lego came to me and was like, we want to make an Indiana Jones game for Legos, I'd be like, look, can we make a fucking Indiana Jones game first? Like, can we do us first? Like, if there's no actual property for something and you want to make a Lego version of it first as a video game, fuck off.
You got to remember this whole thing with Legos and video games. This started as a way of like taking properties that had been geared in video game form for older audiences and bringing them back to kids.
That's true too.
Problem was that when you came out with the first Lego Star Wars game, everybody who's been hoarding Star Wars stuff since 1977 is going to buy it. So now it's become another way of milking every franchise.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. That's the way I feel about it too. Is like it's just another extension of the franchises. It's like, do I need a Harry Potter Lego game? Now, don't get me wrong. Like they have like their own built-in kind of like fan base for these Lego games or whatever. But it's just like, I just feel like it's a wasted thing. Like you guys can't. Well, here's the other thing too. Some of those franchises, if they came out with a game, they couldn't make it stick. That's the thing too. Like Harry Potter video game, it may not take off. Like Game of Thrones video games, they don't really take too well. They do okay, some of them versus other ones.
Can I take? Is there an on-screen menu to keep track of everything while I'm going through the game? That's what I want to know. Like I'm gonna need a tutorial. Like 2 hours into gameplay because I'm going to forget everybody's fucking name.
Right. Some way to kind of like just keep track of what.
Wait, where am I? Where am I now?
I am lost right now.
Well,
I don't know if you meant like in a.
well, yeah, fair enough. I will go back to the question.
Thank you.
And I will say, fuck these franchises. And I'm not talking video game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're all of a certain age that when we played with Legos, it was blocks. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
You didn't get the Millennium Falcon, and there were custom pieces just for that.
Right.
If you wanted to make it, you had to make it out of squares. Like that was the thing.
Yeah.
We give you a bag full of
figure out how to
connecting.
make a giant triangle
Right.
or a giant diamond shape out of a bunch of square and rectangular.
And it's just, I think that's where it went completely off the rails.
I didn't mind so much that there would be other like pieces and stuff, different shapes and shit like that. But you're right though. Once it got past like vehicles that were like not specific to anything, there's kind of like Lego vehicle thing. Then it got really off the deep end.
And then they went and did like the medieval stuff. Fair enough, still kind of basic.
Yeah,
and then they did like the island treasure shit. Fine, fair enough. Yeah. And then they started doing. Then now it's an extension of the game. So now it's the Harry Potter set. And the Star Wars set, and then it's like
Lord of the Rings.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you let the kids have an imagination?
What I want is the Pulp Fiction set. I want the that's what they need to do.
The diner set.
That's what's
it's coming.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like that's like the next level. Eventually, when they start to realize, okay, now we can cater to like older purchasers.
The serial killer set.
That's it. I want my Son of Sam.
John Wayne Gacy.
I want John Wayne Gacy. I want Ed Gein. I want who are my other heroes in life? All right.
What's his name? The Hungry Man.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
There you go.
Lover of the ladies. Ted Bundy. Your pal Jeffrey Dahmer.
Huh?
That's what I was trying to think of.
And then
Ed Gein.
And Ed Gein. I threw him in there.
Yeah,
he's the one who started
Manson.
it all. And Charlie's overrated.
Yeah, he's not really a serial killer.
No, you ain't a serial killer until you're dead.
He's a psychotic cult leader.
That's it. So that is going to wrap us up for Steve and Irina. They say that's all today, folks.
Yay! No, just kidding.
Yay!
Yeah, just kidding.
And then this is obviously some kind of junk mail, I think. Yes. So, continue. That wraps up the email box. Very well. Very nice. And then we're going to come right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We're being followed, aren't we? Yes, we are. Is that bad? Very.
Once upon a time, audiences joined Michael Caine in 3 classic motion pictures that made Harry Palmer one of the world's most exciting spies.
Welcome back to Russia. You call this a welcome?
Now, Harry Palmer is back. For his wildest ride yet.
I'm not being overdramatic, Mr. Palmer, when I tell you the fate of the world could be in your hands.
Oh, I've saved the world a couple of times before, sir.
He's got to stop the world's most dangerous chemical weapon.
Bring the Alarex back by whatever means you find necessary.
I'm too old for this!
From falling into the hands of Russia's most dangerous man.
Alex has an agenda. He knows what he's doing and why he's doing it.
The Cold War is over. But old spies never die.
It's not Alex who's saving Russia. It's you who should be saving Russia from Alex.
Based on the characters created by Len Dayton.
We have to stop him.
No one can stop him.
Jason Connery, Mia Sara, Michael Sarrazin, and Michael Caine as Harry Palmer.
What brings you to Russia, Mr. Palmer? Business or pleasure?
Pleasure. But I haven't had very much so far.
Bullet to Beijing.
And we're back. During the break, me and Palmer made a little realization that because vampires are so steeped in Catholic religion, that maybe you couldn't make a Jew a vampire. Just something for you people to dwell on at home.
Food for thought.
If Catholic crosses work so well, is that because it's a Catholic curse? Therefore, with other religions, like if you were a vampire and you've been a Jewish person, would they just be like, hey, my neck? Like, stop. Just a thought. A thought.
I'm not going to comment.
Okay. As the only Jewish person in the room, would you like to comment, sir?
I would assume it would just be like, "Oi,
ay, my neck! Please don't."
It's funny because he said it.
He did say it a little bit better than I, right? It was a very authentic oi from him. But all right, so let's get all newsy about it, I guess.
Oh, we got some news.
We do got some news. We got some stuff. We're gonna try and burn through it a little bit. We're gonna try and really tackle it fast. We might even skip out a couple of things, maybe. Yeah. So Ed, hit us with the first news segment.
First news is a bit of a downer. Legendary comics artist and writer Darwyn Cooke has passed away.
Yes.
The day we're recording this. He died of cancer. He was only 53.
Right.
People will his most prominent work would probably be DC: The New Frontier, which was his homage and tribute to the Silver Age of DC Comics, and known mostly for his very pop style of art.
A very retro style at that, though, and but very unique and like one of these guys where you can easily tell his artwork from anybody else's, and that it's a standout kind of thing. Where even the animated version of the adapted animation for New Frontier, very much. It's a little different, but you can see how his style is in there.
Oh, the influence, and he did start in animation.
Is that what? Okay, because
before
that
he
makes
did
total
comics.
sense. Because you can see it in that where it's very kind of cartoonish, more of a cartoonish leaning.
Yeah, it's definitely very apparent in his style.
Yeah, and also just kind of the way he did action scenes, just the way things kind of like burst through the page.
Yeah.
My favorite work of his is his adaptations of Richard Stark's Parker novels.
Okay.
He did The Hunter, The Outfit, Slayground, and The Score.
Okay.
And that series of books, I mean, The Hunter specifically has been adapted into a film several times, and none of them have really clicked. And what's great about reading that book, he sets it when it was written in 1962.
Okay, keeps it all very true too.
Yeah, and it was great to see. Like if they had done a black and white version of it in the 60s, like this is exactly what have been that hard grit.
So that was like best of both worlds for you in a little bit of a way, right? Because I mean that's a book series that you're a big fan of.
Yeah,
and you were a fan of Darwyn Cooke to a degree, so that must have been a.
Yeah, and the thing is he wrote and drew 4 of them, and I'm really sad right now that I'm not going to be able to see more.
No, it's a bummer because it's also a guy like I feel like as much as in the industry, he's a known figure and stuff like that. Didn't really get a chance to break bigger, like didn't become a household name whereas some other guys have.
Yeah, he didn't really have a long run on a comic the way a lot of artists do that have that signature run where they go 20, 30 issues.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like this project over here, and it would run for X amount of books, and then this project over here, like limited series kinds of runs and stuff like that, prestige format stuff sometimes.
Lots of covers.
Yes, lots of covers. Lots of covers, lots of variants and stuff like that. But it's a bummer of a day in the comics industry for that guy, for that passing. But let's see if we can chug along.
All right. You want to just jump straight into the meat and the heart of it? Or do you?
What are you skipping over?
Well, I'm just thinking there's so much stuff that's going on in TV.
Okay.
We had a lot of cancellations, a lot of renewals. The upfronts are always in May, so
true.
All the big networks are making those final decisions as to what shows they're going to keep, what pilots they're going to pick up the series. I'll just go through the big highlights of the cancellations.
Okay, what are we losing?
I'm going to tell you these, and if we want to talk about it, we could talk about it. If not, we could just move on.
Sure,
but
rattle them
first,
off. We'll raise hands or something.
Okay, Agent Carter, Castle.
That should never have been on TV.
well, maybe not for this long.
No, that was like a 1990s show. Redone.
It did have that kind of feeling to it. It's like heart. It was like heart to heart.
Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life.
That was the thing.
What?
CSI Cyber.
No,
not surprised.
What the world needs
Ted
now
Danson is going to get himself some unemployment checks.
That is the death in the nail. That is the last CSI franchise standing, and it is short lived and it is gone.
Wait, so there's no more CSIs?
Yes.
No more CSIs.
No more CSIs.
Did we finally break through and we can get on with life?
Oh, yeah.
Ted Danson is now unemployed.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God for. I mean, not for
Fine.
Ted, but I mean, it's just that the CSIs are over because when I like my sci-fi, I like it to be real sci-fi.
Yep. I
not-
mean, the NCISs are still going strong.
Oh, well then fuck it all.
You know, and Law and Order SVU is hanging by a thread. But
well, these things have to keep the networks alive somehow.
all right, Gallivant canceled.
Yeah.
Grandfathered canceled.
Nah.
The Grinder.
What?
Yeah.
No one was really watching that.
That's a bummer.
The Grinder.
Grant is
it's a smart show.
Grant is going to be broken up about that.
The Muppets.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they didn't try harder
this
to
is
give it
the
a
thing.
renewal.
I heard Sky was in talks to pick it up.
All right.
Now I don't know how that's going to work, and it makes no sense to me.
Now here's the thing.
Sky won the BBC,
Yes.
the Europe,
Yeah.
England's network. One of the
Now, granted, the Muppets, the original Muppet Show, was produced in the UK and syndicated in America, so there is a little bit of history there.
All right, I didn't know that.
But the one thing I will say about this, for the last 3 or 4 years, every time any show is canceled, the die-hard fans come out and say, but Netflix will pick it up, or Hulu will save it, or maybe
And this
Amazon
is-
Prime.
This is ridiculous because it's not that.
And we watched this last night.
Yeah.
Palmer and I were on the phone. He was like, I can't believe all these people are trying to save Agent Carter. And it's like, it's just not going
What
to
these
happen.
people got to realize is that the days of Netflix and Hulu and everything needing material are over.
Yeah.
They are making their own material now. They don't need to grab this
They
leftovers.
will. They will at times, but the show's really
Right,
kind of
but
got to
they don't-
have something special.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, and they don't have to do it, so they're not going to jump on every show just because
Yeah.
a bunch of fans want the show.
They're going to be less likely to do that kind of a pickup for sure. They still will here and there, I'm sure. But like something like Agent Carter, it's like, well, we do enough Marvel right now, and, you know,
and-
Agent Carter isn't that
well,
special.
I'll tell you this: if anybody picks the Muppets back up in its current form, I do not give a fuck.
Well, here's the
that
If
show
you
need a
pick
lot of
up-
work.
If you pick up the Muppets and revisit the Muppet Show, and I'm going to
Right,
get my
okay.
celebrity cameos,
If something
and it's
more
gonna
along
be
that-
something more authentic and classic, then
Well, you know
I'm
what they
down.
should do really is they should just kind of like redo it in a year or so and just have it on Disney because, as much as it's not going to work on ABC, it's not going to work in any other style on ABC. So do whatever you're going to do, whatever format, put it on Disney. Give Disney another reason for that channel to be special because Disney's not keeping much special to that network besides cartoons as far as like Marvel or any of those properties. They're putting them out everywhere else, but not the Disney home
But
network.
they tried the Muppets. They tried bringing the Muppets back on the Disney Channel in the '90s, and that didn't really work out either.
But what was that? That was the
Disney,
Jim
the
Henson?
Disney Channel now is meant to produce teenage talent.
Right. Well, that's what I'm trying to get at.
That's all they're about now.
Well, that's my point too. Is just to try and bring in something else on that network. Because no, you're absolutely right. That's all it is sitcoms now.
Yeah, bad sitcoms.
Teen sitcoms.
All right, other notable cancellations. Second Chance from Fox. I know our
Grant,
buddy-
I'm sorry, Grant.
It should have gotten another chance.
I mean, I love that show too. I probably loved it just as much as Grant.
Should have got a second chance.
But I know, just because every critic in the world had that headline waiting.
Oh,
Second
yeah.
Chance doesn't get one.
Yeah, it's all those puns. That's the only reason people will write articles about it.
Yeah, but just the ratings were not there. If you
Sadly.
want to show to move on, people gotta watch it.
It's got to have legs.
And it
And
doesn't
that's what we were
happen.
saying about Agent Carter last night. It's
Yeah.
like if you loved it so much, why weren't you rallying for it this season if you're a super fan, then they barely got back to a second season.
Yeah.
Like it was only because it was a Marvel property and they were like, okay, it's in-house. It doesn't cost us as much. And we really want to push it. It's a Marvel thing. It should kind of catch on and it's girls and stuff like that. It's got a lot of reasons for us to give it another extra run, but people should have rallied behind it.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Well,
So-
this is going to be the real rallying cry. Is Haley Atwell got another show picked up?
Right.
So
right.
she's not. ABC's not going to back her to do two.
Probably not. Yeah.
If her new show, which the name escapes me right now, fails after a season, you will have all of the Agent Carter fans back. Like,
Yes.
see, if it would have gotten to season 3,
Right.
you'd definitely be doing a season 4.
Right. Where's she now?
Yeah.
But all right, moving on.
Or also telenovela. I don't know if anyone was compelled about that.
No, not at all.
Undateable.
See,
No.
that one upsets me. And it's not undateable as it was, but the live undateables.
Oh, those
that I
live
did watch,
episodes, okay.
The live episodes were great, and they could have easily just moved the whole format
To a
the
live production kind of thing?
show.
Sure.
That
Okay.
was something, Because every once in a while, it's same with Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
Somebody would start to break.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, hey, we just got back from commercial. There is no saving you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
kind of fun to watch for that.
Yeah. But outside of that, on
Outside
a
of
regular
that, it's-
episode,
But that's a novelty. You know,
Yeah.
that's something that kind of wears off after a while.
then you can do it with other shows.
Yeah.
What else? Under the Dome and Wicked City, but I think those are both already canceled.
Yeah, I thought Under the Dome wrapped up actually, but
Yeah. All right.
going under
Now
the radar?
shows renewed. Shows coming back. I'm just gonna blaze through this list.
all right, we won't interrupt.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. Two Broke Girls, The 100, Agents of Shield, Arrow, Big Bang Theory, The Blacklist, Blind Spots, Blue Bloods. I know everyone was glued to that one. Bones for a final season. It will coming
Really?
back for
Wait,
its
they
final season.
didn't take it off the air in the middle of this season because I haven't been able to find it for the last 4 months. Because I used to watch the show, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I know it's not that great, but I got caught up in it. And the last season, I haven't been able to find the last half of the season.
I think they might have only done 13 this year. They might have only done.
I
half
think
the
they
season.
did truncate it. I
Yeah.
did think they shrunk down the order.
'Cause it was done like January.
Oh, another franchise we forgot is the Chicago's. Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, and Chicago PD all got picked up.
Why?
Because that's CBS. Is that CBS?
NBC.
NBC's for Chicago.
Yeah. Dr. Ken. Empire, The Flash, Goldberg's, Gotham.
Okay.
DC TV shows doing pretty well. Hawaii Five-0, Grimm, iZombie, Last Man on Earth, Law and Order SVU, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Let's Make a Deal. See, going through Lucifer, great show, really underrated show. I don't know if we talked about that a lot.
No.
NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS New Orleans, almost done. Quantico, Once Upon a Time, The Real O'Neills, which I will say, as an Irishman, as an Irish American, that is the most racist show I've ever seen.
That's what I kind of intoned from it. I can't wait to see it. I haven't caught it yet.
Scorpion, Scream Queens, Shark Tank, The Simpsons, Sleepy Hollow, The Talk, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Zoo. I don't know what Zoo is. And last but not least, and this one I think is kind of a cheat because Supergirl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Will be airing next season.
On CW.
On the CW.
Now, hold on. Why is that a cheat?
Because, well, I mean, the way that story is put together, it says, well, Supergirl renewed by the CW.
Yeah.
Which translation really means that it was canceled by
on
CBS.
and picked up by CW.
Right. But like I was telling
It
you,
should be on both lists, if anything.
Yeah, there you go. But it's a transfer. You know, she got moved from one department to another, and
that's not a lateral move. That's actually an upgrade for her.
Well,
from,
it will
from
be
CBS to the CW.
In the long run, because now that's going to be an anchor show.
Yeah, it'll get more consideration, more respect at that network,
Right.
and that network, at the very least, knows what to do with those shows,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is usually just step out of the way.
Yeah,
They'll put it with Legends of Tomorrow or something that's a little bit shakier to shore it up.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and I mean,
get some mileage out of it.
Yeah, and that show, I mean, obviously your budget's going to be a little cheaper, but it's going to be filming in Vancouver instead of Los Angeles.
They'll offset.
Which is going to offset it a little bit. And I think the fact that it's in Vancouver, where Flash and Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow shoot is going to help.
Crossovers.
Yes.
The question is, will they find a way to do away with the whole she's in another world dimension than us, and we have to find a teleport wormhole thing?
No,
that's how they're going to start season 2. Is she's going to end up in the same universe as the other two, and they're just going to move on from there.
It's gonna be like,
That'd be the easiest thing to do, right?
They will just pretend it was like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that takes us
at
through.
At the very end, they can always do a quick reveal, like, "Oh wait, what do you mean? I've been in an alternate universe from that point on this whole time."
Something like that, you know.
Yeah.
So that rounds out the renewals.
Yes. Now we're going to go into pickups. These are pilots that have been ordered to series.
All right.
Now I'm going to try to keep this quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a description, and I'm only going to stop if you guys if one of you guys tells me to. So we're going to start off with ABC dramas. I'm only going to try to do the ones that seem to have some kind of geek cred. Conviction. A former first daughter and attorney, played by Haley Atwell of Agent Carter, takes a job from her nemesis in order to avoid a jail sentence. She then works to overturn wrongful convictions.
Wait, that's what they canceled for Agent?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, not for nothing, it sounds like a more compelling show.
Yeah, and one had nothing to do with the other, and they'd even said that, you know, if both had gone to series, then, you know, Haley Atwell would have been able to do both.
Yeah, they wouldn't really cross each other out.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to cast Chelsea Clinton in this role. I mean, it sounds like it was made for her.
Designated Survivor. Kiefer Sutherland
one looks good.
Is a second-tier cabinet member suddenly elevated to the presidency after a catastrophe in Washington. I have started this as an idea for a book.
Yeah. This is actually reminds me of the Hook in Battlestar Galactica. The remake series where, you know, eventually because the whole planet is decimated or a large section of their caravan, I should say, that a school teacher basically gets elevated to the presidency because of just the way the line of succession goes. And there was a nice angle where, like, you know, it worked out. But this looks pretty good. I can't wait to see some more of it. I think I saw a teaser. I think there's a teaser out for that.
All right. Moving forward. Skipping. Time After Time. Based on one of my favorite movies. Based on the 1979 movie about famed author and futurist H.G. Wells chasing Jack the Ripper through time. Kevin Williamson of The Vampire Diaries and the original Scream movies executive produces.
Now, it was Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell.
In the original.
And David Warner. And Mary Steenburgen.
Oh. Okay, all right. Well, this is a thing where it's like, you can easily see how they could stretch this out forever into a TV series. But it's still a good idea. I mean, it's still interesting to see where they're going to go with it. And that's ABC?
Yes, we're in ABC right now.
All right.
Okay, now moving forward.
Actually, that sounds like it would do better overseas than here because of England. He's from England, so it might be something that is better in other markets in the long run.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, that was all of their dramas. None of their comedies really seem to be kind of in our wheelhouse.
Fair enough.
So let's move over to CBS. Oh, baby.
This is a lineup. This is some interesting stuff.
Here we go.
And before we get into it, the most interesting aspect is that these particular shows have ended up at CBS. But continue.
Let's start with MacGyver. A redo of the 1980s to 90s ABC series featuring a younger title character, played by Lucas Till, who starts a group dedicated to preventing disasters.
A little bit of a change up on the setup.
See, my only fear for this is because he's starting a group and because it's going to be based now, how is that any different than Scorpion?
Less laptops, more duct tape.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I would want out of it. But you know what it's going to be. It's going to be he's the guy who doesn't use technology or whatever, and everybody else does. So, like...
And he's going to get cut off. There's no power...
Ever.
So he's going to need a pencil and a piece of wire to like electrify a fence.
Just don't leave the house without your paper clip.
And your Swiss Army knife.
And your duct tape.
Those three things will get you through anything.
All right. Training Day.
Hold on. I have to ask.
Yeah.
Those were the three things in the 80s that would get you through anything.
What would it be now?
What would it be now?
They would probably...
A cell phone with 3 specific apps.
Yeah. And they would make those apps...
One would be a flashlight. One would be a level.
That actually would be a great joke, is if you downloaded the MacGyver app and when you activated it, it just turns your phone off.
This is just going to slow you down. And it just shuts down for you. You need to get real about everything you need to do right now. Goodbye. Or it just tells you type in the problem. I cannot escape the basement of the UN embassy in Malaysia. What do I need to do?
You need a ruler, a piece of paper. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You need a roll of duct tape, 7 paper clips, a bucket of chloroform, like, you know what I mean, and all this stuff. You know what I mean? And then he looks around. Oh, it's all right here in a pile by the corner. Just like every episode of the A-Team or MacGyver. It's like whatever he happened to need.
There's a lot of PVC laying around the A-Team. Nobody ever talked about that.
Nobody.
And 55-gallon drums filled with explosive liquids.
You know what I mean? Oh, fertilizer. Just what we needed. BA, carry these 55-gallon drums over to the van. Oh,
All
damn,
right.
Hannibal.
All right. Training Day. Based on the 2001 movie, the show also pairs an idealistic young LAPD officer, played by Justin Cornwell, with an older, shadier detective, played by Bill Paxton. See what they did? What they did? They did the reversal.
Right.
This time the black guy's the one who's just starting out, and it's the white guy who's no good.
Right.
15
Switched it
years
up.
too late.
Yeah. Well,
15 years too late for this.
it could be good, but the thing is just that it's
I
like...
think this freaking thing's on. I can't.
No, I'm hearing you fine.
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine, but...
I'm hearing you fine.
Yeah.
Well, which one? Let's see here. Which one are you? That's me. That should be a little better. It was sticking out a little bit.
Oh yeah! Wow, big difference.
There we go.
Holy crap!
Well, at least now you know you have to edit.
There you go. I got a little something I can take out of there. So Training Day, Bill Paxton chewing the scenery because why not?
Evidently, King Kong hasn't got anything on him either.
No, I mean I did enjoy Paxton kind of. He was a brighter spot on Shield when he popped into Shield last year, and
He was on Shield.
Yeah, and not for nothing, like because he got to play the Kookalulu.
Did they not see the dark backward?
No, they definitely did not. They definitely did not. And no shoot anybody. But next. All
right, now we're moving to CBS comedies. All right, so I'm just gonna. I don't think we're gonna talk about any of these, but I just want to say them because I like the people.
Okay.
The Great Indoors. Joel McHale plays a magazine writer who leaves the field and becomes desk-bound, overseeing a group of younger, tech-oriented people in the magazine's digital operation.
I like Joe McHale.
Kevin Can Wait.
Mm-hmm.
One-time King of Queens, Kevin James returns to CBS as a recently retired New York City cop who discovers life at home is filled with just as many minefields as his former job.
I doubt that, but okay. I doubt that your kids are shooting people.
He's got a family of 12. You know.
Okay, I get you now.
Yeah.
It's just
I
chaos.
don't see a crystal meth lab in the basement anytime soon.
Just wait, man. It's CBS.
That's true. They'll push the edge. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah.
Man with a
A
plan.
Walker factory in the basement.
Man with a plan. Matt LeBlanc plays a contractor who starts spending more time with his kids when his wife goes back to work. It's not as easy as he thought.
Oh.
You gotta talk like this when you say these descriptions.
So Matt LeBlanc is doing Mr. Mom?
Wait. Yeah, so basically, Matt LeBlanc is doing Mr. Mom, and he's also doing Top Gear in England.
Yeah, but they're only, I mean,
I know that the time frame
the
is...
recording schedules are...
He'll be able to get there.
But you don't understand. Matt LeBlanc has 2 shows on 2 continents. This is the guy who was Joey on Friends.
Yeah, it takes a lot to fool people into thinking you're really dumb, actually. It takes a good actor.
All right. CW, we got 3 shows, all dramas. First up, Frequency. Based on the 2000 movie of the same name, it follows a young detective, Peyton List, who discovers she
Gender change.
Can communicate with her now dead father, Riley Smith, 20 years in the past via ham radio.
Oh, at least they're keeping that and not making it some kind of other thing.
Didn't they have a premise for a show with this at one point after the movie came out? I thought this was being talked about as a possible TV show.
I don't know. Well,
it might have floated around at some other point, but it's coming through now.
You know, and I like that movie. It's a serviceable movie.
It's a service. It's quaint. It's cute. I don't know how you make something.
Well, it's because like that story was so central around like '69 with the Mets and everything else that was
to the fucking Mets. But my point being that it's so central to a very specific storyline between those characters, though, too. If I remember correctly, it's got a lot to do with father and son stuff, and it's like one of them had to kind of fulfill the other one's destiny or some kind of thing. It's very destiny tied. Whereas this now we're going to make a show for 7 seasons at least, maybe more, maybe less, but mapped out. How are we doing that? But whatever, we'll see.
Yeah, we're also kind of like via ham radio. If we were going only 20 years into the past, were they still using ham radios in 1996?
Sure, people are using them now. But I mean, not as much and very rarely, but it's there.
You sell them as part of those survival radios.
That's true. That's true.
It's part of so you can pick them up at least. Maybe you can't transfer.
He's got a point.
All right. No Tomorrow. A buttoned-up woman, Tori Anderson, falls for a free-spirited man, Josh Sass, who is the way he is because he thinks the end of the world is nigh.
So she has a pin up her ass, and he's crazy.
There you go.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is.
All right, there we go.
That's it.
Finally, another comic book adaptation, Riverdale. Not Riverdance, Riverdale.
You were waiting for this one.
A self-described subversive take on the classic Archie comics characters set in the present day and exploring the darkness and weirdness under the surface of the town where they live.
I hold on. A self-described subversive. So that's the television show describing itself as subversive?
They're putting it in their descriptions, that we're being subversive. I think what they just kind of mean is that, like, it's going to be Archie with a little bit of a current kind of edge, which means that, like, okay, it's teenagers with real problems. It's going to be 90210 version of Riverdale, where it's like, okay, someone's going to have a coke problem.
No, but there's also a horror element to it. So
right.
So I think this may be closer to Afterlife with Archie.
Fair enough.
I think they're taking a cue from the fact that there's an Adult Swim show based on the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
They took the Archie characters and they made them put them in real life situations.
Okay, all right.
So one of the characters now is gay,
and
has love story problems. He's like the jock guy or whatever. And, Jughead has an eating disorder.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It'll probably be a very similar kind of thing.
Yeah, and this show is executive produced by Greg Berlanti,
right,
of DC Comics TV fame.
Sure, and CW fame.
Yes. Now moving over to Fox, 24 Legacy.
The new guy.
A new Jack Bauerless version of the long-running Fox series will feature the same real-time format and a new set of CTU agents played by Corey Hawkins, Jimmy Smits, Miranda Otto, among others.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was the thing that burnt out.
This is Team 24.
Do we really need another day?
Really?
And the thing is that, like, the problem with that show is that after a while, like, it just, it's the worst example. I mean, and I loved it for a long time, but it burnt itself out where, like, the main conceit just works its way into being repetitive, where it's just like, okay, every hour on the hour, we have to hit a wall. We have to hit a cliffhanger. We have to hit, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, just...
That wasn't my problem with the show.
A hyper-dramatic one at that, because it's...
Right, well, that's what I mean. It's always got to be pushing the envelope, so it's like...
It's not like the surprise thing at the end of a regular show.
Yeah, my problem with that was there was never a season where he fixed it all in hour 21 and got to go on vacation for the last...
You know what I mean?
You knew it was going to come down to the 24th hour. Like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to wait.
I'll watch the first one, and I'll watch... Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Watch
maybe one in the middle.
If I watched number 24, like if I tuned in for the finale and he was on vacation, then I'd be like, oh, I guess he fixed it last week.
Or maybe they stretched it out and they didn't finish it out till hour 3 of the next season.
There you go.
Yeah, something.
You know what I mean?
Just,
just find ways to vary it, because it's going to get tired real quick.
All right. Also on Fox, The Exorcist. A modern-day reworking of the classic horror film starring Gina Davis as the mother of a possessed girl and Alfonso Herrera and Ben Daniels as two priests working on the case.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I love how they mention all the actors except the one playing the girl.
Yeah, well, because you don't fucking know who she is. But
who can we pull off the scrap heap and give some work?
Brought to you by Pea Soup.
Will he do the Carlton?
I'll stick with. I'm going to stick with Outcast on Cinemax when that comes, which is Kirkman's new show.
The power of Carlton compels you.
All right, I'm looking forward to this next one.
Okay.
Lethal Weapon. TV version of the movie franchise with Clayne Crawford of Rectifying 24 as Riggs and Damon Wayans Sr. as Murtaugh.
Oh boy, he's not old enough for this shit.
No, he is.
He was always saying, "I'm too old, Riggs. I'm too old.
Yeah.
I'm too old for this, Riggs.
I'm too young for this shit."
Damon Wayans old enough. He's got to call himself Damon Wayans Sr.
Well, that just means he had a kid. Yeah, but
no, he has a kid who's working now. That's the reason.
Well, that's true too. But if he's as old as Glover was in the first one, then I'll buy it. Yeah, but if he's not, then fuck this fucking thing.
He is.
He probably is.
Yeah, well, actually,
they can age him.
Yeah, and Danny Glover was playing older when
he was a little bit, but not by much.
Damon Wayans is he's 56.
All right, ballpark. Okay, I'll take it.
That's about the age. Yeah.
You're gonna have to wait and see with this one, because it's another one where it's like, I'm not sold out the gate.
I'm of the mind and the general feeling that anything that's going to be directly from a movie, and the movie isn't like within the last 5 years, is not going to do well.
See, I'm thinking
it's gonna be stuck for
why not just make another movie? I guess that's
the thing.
Like, at this point, just okay. I mean, we do reboots all the time. Why do we have to move it to?
Well,
TV?
here's a good thing. Here's something to wonder about. There's a MacGyver TV show being made, and there's a MacGyver movie in development.
Mm-hmm. with a female.
But that's also been in development for like, I don't know.
It's all ramped up. Both of these things started ramping up at the same time.
Yeah, they both announced at the same time.
And it was like, oh, somebody hasn't had a conversation with somebody else.
Yeah,
here.
and it was like the TV show's like, we're gonna make him younger, and then the movie was like, we're gonna make him a chick.
It was like, oh, we're gonna make him black. We're gonna make him Chinese. All right, guys. All right,
moving to comedies on Fox. Making History. 3 friends, Leighton Meester, Adam Pally, and Yesser Lester, from 2 different centuries, balance time travel adventures with everyday concerns in their own lives.
Do they contact each other through a mailbox? Letters in the mailbox?
I know as much as you do, Bob.
Is there going to be a phone booth?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What is this network?
Nah.
What network is Fox?
Fox.
Yeah, they'll cancel it in a week.
Yeah, which is odd because there's no cops involved. Usually, like they're all
it's fucking procedural.
They're all genre shows,
Yeah.
but somehow it ends up with the main character helping.
Did you see Doyle and the other one?
Houdini and Doyle?
Houdini and Doyle?
I saw the first 20 minutes and I was like, that's enough.
That's enough. And yeah,
I saw the
me too.
first commercial of that one. I said, that's enough.
Yeah, I just left it on. I didn't realize it was coming on, and I was like, oh, that's something to leave in the background as I do other things. Anyway.
All right, and Son of Zorn.
This actually looks pretty good.
Oh, a live-action animated hybrid about a cartoon hero, voiced by Jason Sudeikis, who moves to real-life Orange County in an attempt to reconnect with his ex, Cheryl Hines, and their son, Johnny Pemberton.
So picture, like, I didn't know what they were going for with this until I saw a picture recently of a shot. And so picture, like, I don't know, like a Thundar the Barbarian type. Like full cell animation, but he's sitting on a couch with the wife filmed. Like, you know what I mean? So dad is a cartoon, we're all real kind of a thing. Like, that's the bit that they're going for. So there's a little bit of a shake has gone on behind the scenes. I think an EP dropped out, and one of the creators actually dropped out too. So it's going to be a little bit of a shake up probably on the process. But it looks like a really original kind of thing in that regard, where it's like very obviously from the jump farcical. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously. But interesting in that regard. It'd be interesting to see how they pull it off and if they can.
All right, moving to NBC. Okay, Chicago Justice. The fourth prong of NBC's Chicago franchise focuses on prosecutors in the state's attorney's office. The cast includes Philip Winchester, Carl Weathers, Nazneen Contractor, that's not a real name, Joel Carter, and Ryan James Hadanaka.
Okay.
Do they cross over?
All the time.
I fell asleep.
I don't
what
watch
was
them,
this?
but Chicago Justice?
Oh, yeah, I did fall asleep.
All right. Emerald City. A retelling of the Wizard of Oz story featuring a 20-year-old Dorothy, Adria Ajorna, being swept into Oz, where a lot more than munchkins and wicked witches await her.
No interest.
2 munchkins.
Yeah, not care. Okay.
Taken.
Actually, to be honest with you, though, I was surprised at the picture I seen from Emerald City that they actually spent decent money on it to make the weirdness look decent. But anyway, Taken. Yeah, another adaptation.
Taken, a prequel to the Liam Neeson movie series, features a younger Brian Mills, played by Clive Standen of Vikings, and his career as a deadly CIA operative, which they had to put in quotes.
Well, what I would like to see.
So does that mean he's not a bad father?
Yeah. Well,
he just keeps losing his daughter.
It's a prequel.
Palmer, I was going to go the same way. I was basically just going to say, why don't they just make a prequel movie where they arrest him for like child abuse or something, and it like sets off a whole new timeline where those first 3 movies don't exist. Bill's like, all right, I'm just not taking part in any of this right now.
Well, just not that. I mean, we ripped on this idea a bunch of episodes back, actually, when it first got announced, but it's fucking taken. It's taken me a long time.
I possess a very specific set of skills.
It's so specific.
Timeless. A professor, a scientist, and a soldier, sounds like we're starting to joke here, team up to travel through time to catch a criminal who wants to destroy America by altering its history. Abigail Spencer, Malcolm Barrett, and Matt Lanter star.
Okay,
so when do they go into a bar?
We did.
So there's Time After Time on ABC, and then there's Timeless.
Right.
All right, so we went through our zombies. And we went through
Well,
our
I've heard
vampires, and now
I've
the
heard this,
fad is time travel.
Yeah,
obviously.
the fad is time travel. And
yes,
the one
it's old movies and time travel. These are the themes we're seeing.
Well, it's the remakes are always old movies usually, but the thing.
Jean-Claude Van Damme should get a new TV series any day now.
There you go.
Yep. Now moving into comedies. I think there's only one comedy here, and this will be the last show that we talk about. which is Powerless. Set in the DC Comics universe, the show revolves around an insurance adjuster, Vanessa Hudgens, who handles claims of regular people impacted by the damage superheroes cause. Danny Pudi, Alan Tudyk, and Christina Kirk also star.
This is a show where I was not interested. I wanted to like not give a fuck, but like once they started casting it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna give it a shot because I don't know. I just love all those. I like all those people. I think I'm really interested to see, even if it wasn't Powerless with that angle, I'd be interested to see what happens on a show with that cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's a vague enough setup that you can have a lot of tie-ins and stuff like that.
And you can keep it vague. You don't have to do it constantly. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I think the fun thing would be like just for them to go through that whole show and we never actually see a superhero on
screen. Well, I think that's the idea, but I'm really hoping to hear like
mentions.
Forget first and second tier heroes.
I want Metamorpho.
I expect to hear
bottom barrel,
bottom of the barrel. Like just
we don't cover attacks against Monkey Man,
Fire and Ice.
Right, yeah. These guys are like bottom rung. Like you would think they were making them up, but it's, every week it's like, no, that's a real character. No, that's a real somebody. Look it up. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, the Eggman. All these kind of like fifth stringers.
Captain Banjo.
All these Grant Morrison kind of crazy characters that no one even
Blue
heard
Beetle's third cousin twice removed.
There you go, Aqua Beetle. These things.
That's it for all the new pilots. That's what's been announced.
There's definitely some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, definitely some. Why would they do that kind of things?
Every year, man. Every year, there's a lot of head scratchers.
Yeah.
What else we got in that news docket? Anything there, buddy?
News docket. All right. So let's see. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, so Bryan Cranston has signed on to star in a 10-part science fiction series of works by Philip K. Dick.
Woo!
Oh, boy, that should be interesting.
That should be really good. I made sure to put that in there because I was like, it's got Cranston. It's like a Twilight Zone thing. And he's going to be in like every episode. It's definitely going to be an anthology. And it's all based on Philip K. Dick stuff.
It's called Electric Dreams.
That's an appropriate title for Philip K. Dick.
I really feel like it's like a counterpoint to Black Mirror or something like that, where someone was like, oh, okay, maybe now's a good time to kind of do this kind of thing. And it's like, it's always a good time to do that kind of thing. It's just like, you could do anything at any time. Just do it good, and people will come.
Yeah.
They will find
that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One other holdover, I'll say, a show that was not picked up, one of the shows we did not mention, it looks like Marvel TV's been getting a hit lately, is ABC has passed on Marvel's Most Wanted.
Twice now.
Yes.
So bad.
So those of you who wanted to see Hunter and Mockingbird.
Right.
You'll see them. I mean,
they'll be back on the regular show.
But didn't you see they can't be spies anymore because Shield's disavowed them.
Well, it doesn't matter to me anyway because they weren't the most fucking
But everyone sat at the bar and nodded and walked away.
Oh, I mean, right. I mean that once you're nodded at, you're
done.
Done.
That's it. That's it. You're written off the show. The fun part is not going to be for them to have to like eat the crow and come back to that show, if and when that show writes them back in. Look, I don't find them that compelling. I don't think anybody on that show is really that compelling to get a standalone show. If you want to set up something within that and spin it out, that's wholly its own, fine. But those two weren't going to be compelling enough to carry their own show. And if you're talking about like a mediocre show to begin with, and you're going to spin off from that, good luck, because you're probably not going to spin up. You spin across, or you collapse. Like it's the rare thing where the spin off completely out eclipses. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it outshines the original thing it came from.
Well, and the other thing is, I think Marvel just kind of came to, or ABC came to this realization, like, all right, we have to tie in, or we have to acknowledge the cinematic universe in the TV universe, because we're not DC and it's not all separate. It is all connected. So now, when the next movie comes out, we have to write it into two shows, and that might be a bit much.
That, and I think too, a thing that might have come to light is that, like, part of the resistance at that company was this dude who's gone now, was Perlmutter. So, but he's in charge. He's still in charge of the TV divisions, so he can still be an issue to deal with. But my thinking is that, like, instead of giving away all this other shit to all these other places, Disney, and relying on Marvel to give you their fucking scraps of a Shield's Most Wanted, you should be like, no, Bring me something else. Bring us something like good. Don't bring us like, what we have. It's got to change its flavor. It's got to change its taste. It can't just be Shield 2.0 or Mo Shield, yo. It's not enough. You're gonna give me some people from Shield. You're giving me two Shield shows.
It's gonna be CSI Shield.
No, that is Shield. Shield is CSI with fucking mutants that we call Inhumans. Sorry, that's basically all it is. It's a procedural that has tangential connections to the Marvel stuff. I'm sorry, you brought you couldn't figure out a guy to star in it, so you had to bring one back from the dead. You know what I mean? Hey, I watched it. It got better. It fucking took a little bit of a dip. It's doing kind of okay right now. I haven't caught up, but I know fans are happy with it right now this season. It's gotten a little bit more interesting with the Ward stuff. But like, that's just not the way to go. Give me fucking Power Pack. Give me fucking give me anything third or second string and put some money behind it.
Runaways?
Give me Runaways. Well, Runaways is first string, if you ask me. That's something that they should actually. But Runaways would be great. But Disney should have a live action Power Pack TV series on. Alpha Flight is a series you can do something with, because Alpha Flight's just a generic name at this point. You can stick whoever you want on that team. And then, because look, ABC's taking Cloak and Dagger and they're sticking it on ABC Family, which is now, Incursion Network or whatever the fuck it's called.
Is Alpha Flight an X-Men property? Wouldn't that be under Fox?
It might, but I don't think so. I have a feeling that it's one of these things where, as much as Department H got its first appearance maybe in X-Men stuff, I don't know if Alpha Flight did. I know the Alpha Flight's tied in with Hulk.
I always thought like Alpha Flight was like Canadian X-Men, because that's why I didn't read it.
Well, it's basically Canadian. It's basically Canadian Avengers with a lot less people. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we got 4 guys.
Okay.
We're Canada. We got 4 heroes.
I gotta ask though. On a scale of Avengers being at the top, is it above or below West Coast Avengers?
It's above. Okay. Or it's very close. It's certainly above Great Lakes Avengers. If you remember those guys. Because nothing beats Flatman. I'm just saying.
That could be worse. Could be Justice League Detroit.
There you go. You know what I mean? Who's having a rougher week than those guys?
The other thing I was going to say is that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s ratings are not spectacular.
No, they're
not really good enough to warrant a spinoff.
Well, that's the thing, and ABC props it up because it's in-house thing, and it's like, well, for the amount of loss, it's actually a skewed rating. We can keep it. It's the same thing that brought Agent Carter back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's that they get behind it, and that's good. And like networks rarely do that, but you're only doing it because it's in-house. You know what I mean? You're only doing it because it's synergistic and all that shit.
All right, let's move on to movie news.
All right.
Gareth Edwards has departed from Godzilla 2.
Okay.
That's probably a good thing. It's probably a sign that Godzilla 2 isn't going to be as good as Godzilla 1. And we know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not familiar
in this one.
Gene Hackman. He's playing Mothra.
I don't know what that was.
Neither do I.
That works. Gene Hackman works.
Are you doing your own sound effects over there, buddy?
No, I forgot to mute it.
Ron Perlman.
Well, also, I think Gareth Edwards also, because he's signed on for. Actually, no, he just did Rogue One. So I don't know if maybe there's another Star Wars project in the works.
Maybe
there's probably 12. Yeah.
No, that he might be involved with.
Okay. Well, I mean, technically, depending on when the rest of the anthologies happen.
Star Wars, nothing but
Star Wars.
Give me the Star Wars. Don't let them end.
And now they won't.
Just wanted to put that out
Now
there.
that Disney owns them, they will never end.
That's true.
All right, now here is the funny moment. Now, Bill, I want you to be yourself, telling a relative.
Hold on.
That
Maybe
this
back
idea
away
is bad.
From the mic before you blast.
No, he
out
wants me to.
everything.
He just wants me to get into character.
Listen,
I'm
all
being
right,
myself,
all right,
talking to a relative about telling them.
No, just telling them that this idea is wrong. Just okay. All right, now I'm going to be Simon Kinberg here, writer of most of the X-Men films and the last Fantastic Four movie, which is where this ties in. Now,
he's still alive. They haven't taken him
now,
out.
Simon. Now, listen. Here's the thing, Simon Kinberg. That Fantastic Four movie. I know it didn't make a lot of money. I know there wasn't a lot of press, but there's something there. There's something there, and you know what? I think we can do another one. I want to do a sequel, but it has to have the same cast.
You can't.
No. But it could be the same. I promise, it'll be brighter. We'll make it brighter.
Brighter.
Yes, and we'll make it more family friendly, and but it's got to be with the same people.
Are you going to replace everybody that was sleeping during the first movie? Are you going to brighten them up with some caffeine? Singing or dancing, some show tunes? You want it bright? You want it fucking chippy and cheery?
Fantastic Four, the musical.
Yeah, well, no, but just, it's the same thing, kind of like the same story, but just, maybe we'll throw in some jokes.
No, some jokes. Oh, these guys, they can't even act. You want them to deliver jokes now. Now you want them all to be funny. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it,
but
Simon.
I think it's got to be with the same people. We got to keep
Simon,
that same
guess
cast.
what, Simon? Newsflash.
What's that? Could that be
yeah,
that?
Yeah, you're losing out one of your guys.
Michael B. Jordan has signed on to be in Black Panther.
It seems that way. Rumor milling. All right, Simon, so I'm sorry. You're going to have to replace your torch. Your torch has been snuffed out by Marvel, oddly enough.
He's working on it.
Marvel's going to do whatever they can to defend themselves. They took, what's his name? Captain America.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Thank you.
So now both of Fox's Johnny Storms.
Right, they both abandoned the Fox projects and they gone straight to the Marvel proper.
They were both smart.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Chris Evans had what, a nine movie deal?
Yeah, well, he signed up for Marvel. Yeah, it was a 9-movie deal with, and even since then, I think they've tacked on a couple more. But right now, he's running out. So, but he said that he'll re-sign. Obviously, because they're just going to back the truck up even more.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, no. Now he might actually start getting paid.
Well, that's what it is, right? I've just been doing it bono at this point. I've just been helping out. Yeah. Now I make the real money.
Now the $30 million mansion does come into play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's disgusting.
He's just been renting.
That Kinberg actually thinks that could happen.
The fact that I say this all the time, but I feel like sometimes these comments and these quotes that we get pulled out because guys get painted into a corner at a red carpet or by somebody who's asking a tough question, and it's like, conceivably, it would be nice to rebuild that movie, a sequel that's like a better, happier, brighter sequel, and to get the cast back. And then boom, it becomes a headline. It says, he wants the original 4 and making it like a musical, like Palmer said. Like, you know what I mean? That becomes the headline. And meanwhile, it's like, it's not quite what he said. He was kind of painted and had to kind of say something, and you're fucking spinning it. But all told, it doesn't seem like you're gonna have to worry about maybe getting that cast back together. It depends on how contractually obligated they are.
I'm sure they all sign at least 3 picture deals.
I'm sure they're locked in for 3. It's a matter of whether or not Fox wants to borrow.
Johnny Storm couldn't sign on for Marvel if he was on with Fox.
No, he could do that. I mean,
legally, yes, you can. But you're talking about two groups that are fighting like cats and dogs over Marvel material.
Yeah, there might be some in-house retro.
Yeah, I don't think that was the case.
You know what? Michael B. Jordan might have seen this as a move where, legally I can do it. So if I do it, maybe Fox would be like, fuck him. We'll cut him loose. Mm-hmm. And it's a way to get out of your contract, right?
Yeah.
They'll just cast somebody else in a movie that they have no faith in.
Demi Lovato movie. Demi Lovato, when she finally got out of her Disney contract, said she was nuts and went into a mental institution for 30 days and got her out of her contract.
Got her out of her contract, but I don't think that's why she did it.
Also, as far as Fantastic Four goes, and it'd be great to see Marvel get them back. I don't think they will anytime soon.
Yeah,
but I think I'd like to see a Fantastic Four animated movie. I think that would fare a lot better than a live action.
Hold on, is it possible that with
I forgot you were here
with Marvel's involvement in Spider-Man?
Yeah. That we could see.
We might get Marvel's involvement in these other projects.
It's a hope.
It's a hope. Bank.
Well, here's the thing:
the bank still goes to Fox, right, or Sony, or whoever owns.
Sony's deal basically with Marvel is that Marvel's going to make that movie. Sony's going to get to fucking reap all the rewards for it, but Marvel now gets to use Spider-Man how they want in their own movies too.
Yep.
So it's a win-win all around. But the thing is that Fox is a little tighter on their shit.
Yeah. Plus, also, Sony and Marvel were a lot friendlier.
Yes, because of Spider-Man.
There is a lot of animosity between Fox and Marvel. Yeah. And I really think they're doing everything they can to hold on to those properties.
Now, again, Perlmutter is gone. Perlmutter was a guy who was a lot of the problem between Fox and Marvel proper. And so maybe him being out of the picture now could help things smooth along. That's what a lot of people are saying about the newer kind of deals that are going on there. Now that this guy's out of the way, things are flowing again a little bit. They got rid of that creative council. at the Marvel thing, and now they just have offices where it's like instead of having just this hard 5-6 people, it's like it's a little bit bigger of a creative team. But as far as this guy goes, what were we saying here? What were we talking about?
Simon Kinberg.
Yeah, it's a pipe dream.
Yeah,
it's if Fox were to ever get Marvel back, I mean, Fantastic Four back, it's still a question of. Are they, what do you do? Do you just slip them in the way they just slipped in Spider-Man now?
But I see.
And it's like they've always been there. We just haven't ever dealt with them, which is, I guess, fine in a way because it's the easiest way to get up and running.
But as much as I would like to see a Fantastic Four live action movie, I think I'd be much more excited to see a Pixar Fantastic Four movie.
And I'm fine with that.
Well, that was The Incredibles, wasn't it?
That's true.
We've already seen that.
But
and it's good.
No, yeah. But that shows you that it could be done and still be good. Like, granted, some of the members on that team are a little similar and familiar, but if you're playing it a little straighter than Pixar tends to do, where it's like super ha-ha funny, cute.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to play it dark and mean, but if you play it, maybe not for complete 7-year-olds as your youngest age, but you play it for like 10, 12, 13, and then
make it more like Johnny Quest, the Herculoids, that kind of
something like that.
Yeah, and Pixar movie, you watch Inside Out or Finding Nemo. A lot of those movies, they have.
Yeah.
They're mature. There's
that dual layer. There's that dual layer thing.
There's always a mature theme going on, either secondarily or primarily.
And just that idea, I think that idea that Reed Richards is so intelligent and so talented, and he can't get Ben Grimm back to normal.
Yeah, well, that's a tragic thing that they. That they should play with that.
Yeah, they really need to build that up more.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I feel like like if they do a Pixar, that they can skew it a little older. Doesn't mean it has to be grim and dark, but it would be interesting to see. It'd be a great thing to see, and not for nothing, for 4 people with those kinds of special abilities, those particular abilities as well, it might be a better play in digital than because no matter what they've done. The Thing has never looked right on film.
Yeah.
And there could be an issue where it just may never look quite right. It might be one of those characters where it's like, you just, it's just never going to really stick, or it's going to take a long time to find the right way to make that work. Because he looks fucking goofy as fuck.
Yeah, no matter what they do with him, he always looks like he's a guy in a foam rubber suit.
Yeah, basically. Yep.
All right, last story of the day, and this is our reboot report.
Yes, it is.
Those of you. Okay. So Centipede and Missile Command.
You ready?
Are being remade as movies.
I've heard, and I'm not even going to go near them.
My question is, are they going to rewrite the whole story of Centipede? I mean, for me, it was always about going left to right across the screen, and I'm worried that now it's going to go right to left.
Sometimes you got to go up and down.
Well, that's what I mean, and that's what I'm worried for. And Missile Command, if they're not going on an arc to, I mean, come on, there's no story. I don't know if people
can
get
bent.
There really
is a story for both of these games. I mean, but it's ridiculous.
I feel like it's probably very thin. Whatever story was there back in the days.
It's supposed to be the centipedes are aliens, and that's your ship at the bottom.
Sure.
It makes no real sense. But the Missile Command, it's a basic alien invasion. We're trying to save the planet.
Sure. Right. Because we're launching
that worked out so fucking well for Pixels.
But wait. They already made that movie, though. It's called Independence Day.
Fair enough. Or just one outpost.
Oh, wait, they're remaking that one for this summer.
Yeah, and it was the people involved. Atari, who owns those properties, closed the deal with Emmett Furla Oasis Films, which I just found out exists.
I'm just looking around for any kind of...
Yeah, I think...
It's probably some billionaire over in Dubai or something.
So that means people with money have decided to make something.
Yeah.
Now, I think we're going to have to wait and see who they hire to make it before we can really make a decision.
If the first shot isn't like just a zoom in of like first person walking to a pizza joint, go over to Missile Command, put in a quarter, zoom in down, and we're in the story. Then, fuck it, I'm out.
I want a Starfighter remake. I want, make this into Starfighter. Make this like the last missile base. Like, only you're going to be able to work this machine, Steve, because you're so good at Missile Command. You got the highest score.
You know how to handle the controls of the spaceship because you could play this game.
Or base the whole thing in 1980 on top of that. Like,
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's good.
And do special effects like they were made from a Sega Genesis.
There you go. There you go.
Keep it all 16-bit.
There you go.
If you're going to remake Pixels, basically, you might as well make it look like Pixels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's all for the news.
That's all
Yay!
for the news. We went long this week. How? I don't know why. Maybe it's just a different environment. I guess. I don't know.
Did you have?
It was the long drive to the studio, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. You know.
Throw us off.
The sun went down. It's tomorrow already.
This was fun. I think it was all quality podcasting.
It was all right. I don't know if it was quality.
There's some good pod in there, man.
You think so?
I think
There's got to be 15, 20 minutes worth at least.
Jesus Christ, we gotta do 2 hours to get 15 minutes of good shit. Is that how that works?
Thankfully, most Americans don't know what garbage when they hear it.
Cool. All right.
Given the fact of what we have just learned in the news, based
Wait,
on what is getting rebooted, what is coming out, and what got canceled,
yeah.
Obviously, the powers that be for TV have no faith in the American public. So, do we need to?
Well, I didn't know that I had any. I just maybe it's a revelation for you.
Just asking.
That's a good
No,
point,
just asking
Palmer.
the question.
No, absolutely.
Well,
They've
but
never had that, so we don't have to.
If people just so happen for some crazy reason wanted to find us, Bill, how could they do that?
If they were that fucking crazy, they could go to wickedtheory.com to basically find the show. They could find this show at other places, like
Stitcher,
Google Play Music,
Libsyn,
iTunes, Player FM, TuneIn, Tangent Bound Network, the Wicked Radio Network. I think
Geek Life Radio.
Geek Life Radio. Yeah. Well, we're listed. We're not in their regular play rotation, but we're listed. I think that's it.
I use Podcast Lounge.
Podcast Lounge.
Any podcatcher of your choice.
Well, there you go. I mean, as long as they're, which is strange that you pick it up there. So I don't know where they pull it from, because I guess just my RSS feed. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess that's it. So we'll sign out. Agent Palmer, where can people find you? Oddly enough.
Well, you found me.
Well,
but you know,
we literally found you today.
Yes. At Agent Palmer on Twitter, on my website, agentpalmer.com, and
the
I'm
Twitters.
Yeah, well, I said the Twitters.
Oh, I
led
wasn't
with
listening
the
to you.
Twitters,
I was doing some work.
Yeah,
I was doing some paperwork. That's it.
Wherever Bill is,
wherever Bill is, I'm around. Wherever Bill's at, I'm that shadow on the ground. Ed, what's your Twitter handle?
I am at Edward O'Hare TBD.
I think that already has been determined.
That's true. That's true. Bob, where the kids can find you?
Bob at WTPC.
Very nice. I'm Wicked Theory on the Twitters. Come back next week. We'll be together again. We'll do some more nonsense. Sadly, we won't be here at Agent Palmer's house.
Or will we?
Dun, dun, dun. So I really want to thank Agent Palmer for having us, for letting us crash into his place, literally, quite literally. Just barge our way in.
Yep.
We bribed you with some food. You were like, okay, I'm not going to eat it, but I'll let you in.
I ate it.
I know. I saw you. You finally had one slice.
Yep.
Finally. And then, just really want to say thanks, buddy. This was good. This was fun. I really should have given you a harder time, I think. I think some people are going to be looking at this like, oh, Palmer's going to get ripped up this week. He's going to get some shit.
I think I got the benefit of you coming here.
Oh,
on my turf.
Okay.
You were being polite.
That's true. That's true.
When I end up on the island, I'm just going to get ripped to shreds.
And I just want to say, because you didn't ask, but you still have to come to our show to get the coffee mug.
I'm very aware.
Okay, good.
I had a feeling.
Because you didn't ask the follow-up. I was waiting for it before. I was like, I was like, he didn't ask. All right, so that you will do that one day.
Yes.
Just one day. You don't want to narrow it down, because you see how easy it is to get.
I do.
You know what I mean?
I do.
In mere moments, we were up your ass.
Grant.
Yeah.
Took him
Grant Markham.
8 months.
Yeah.
To get me to commit to something.
This is what I want you to feel.
Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever. This is destiny. This is destiny. This is my destiny. I'm supposed to do this, damn it! Don't tell me what I can't do.
I'm supposed to jump off this bridge, goddammit.
So that's I want you to bond and find some common ground with John Locke from Lost is what that means. I want you to, visiting us is your destiny. All right. I'll never tell you what you can't do, buddy.
As opposed to my destiny of spending 16 hours in a car with you, or 12, or
I will.
I don't know, however long that is.
I will play this for you.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
This is his favorite.
Yeah, 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 buddy.
I'll be disappointed if people don't get this.
Shut up.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Take us out.
Oh, did you think I was only going to play a piece of this?
Brag, how did you survive that piranha radiation
Oh, brag.
I don't remember. It's all a blur. I think I just went to sleep and woke up stupid.
That's the story of my life. Just go to sleep and wake up stupid. All right, folks, that's enough of that. Bob, you can take us out of here, buddy.